Welcome back to Man Down Sports, everybody, man. Happy New Year. It's going to be a good 2026, man. And it's going to be a good episode. I'm glad I'm able to kick this one off for the new year because we got a lot to get into, y'all. A whole lot to get into. So let's see. I think, let's see. Yeah. I was just making sure everything was good, man. Let's see who we got in there. First of all, let me make sure my sound is on. It's been a while since I've been here. Yeah, we live. Dre Diddy in the house. K Soprano, Michael Knight, Daniel Berry, sports highlights, man. Hey, we all in here, dog. Let me see if I could. I got to do a couple of things. Let me edit. I got to change something because I was trying to go live on Instagram. Yeah, I was trying to go live on Instagram, but they had me in portrait. And let's see if I can redo this. See if I can redo it. Change this from portrait. Yeah, they won't let me change it from portrait to yeah, I can't go to landscape on here, and it didn't look good in portrait. So yeah, well, we'll have to do the Instagram another day. But yeah, man, we got people in here, man. Where my moderators at? Format Podcast. I see Bruce in here. Big Dog Bets, man. Man, thank you, bro. Exactly. I don't know what you're thanking me for. Thanking me for the stream or thanking me for wishing y'all Happy New Year. Yeah, we got some people in here, man. Hey, this is gonna be good, man. I'm definitely gonna open the phone lines up tonight. It's not a lot of games on. I think that Rockets game just ended probably about 30 minutes ago. Let's see. And Michael Porter Jr. didn't play in that one. It ended up being a blowout. So, and there's a couple of other games on tonight, man. So, hope I'm not interrupting everything. Yeah, Detroit look like they're about to lose to Miami. Philly's playing Dallas, and then later tonight you got the Celtics and Kings, and then Jazz and Clippers. So that'll be good. Tomorrow we'll be here with the full panel, so we'll be live again tomorrow night. And then we got football on Saturday and Sunday, man. So that should be good. But what's up, though, y'all? What's going on? Simply Hot Takes. What up, though? We got some people in the house tonight, man. Make sure y'all hit the share button. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Like I said, man, it is we took a break, and it's good to be back streaming and going live and all that stuff, man. Especially for my members, man. Shout out to all the members, man. I appreciate y'all. Dang, man. Happy New Year, man. I'm excited to be back, man. But I'm waiting for some of y'all to get in here so we can start, man. If y'all new in here, hit the like button and subscribe button if you're not subscribed, and then leave a comment in the comment section. Let me know where you watching from. I like to see how far the reach is going. So just give me a shout out in the comment section and let me know where y'all from. That'd be dope. He said, Happy New Year, Eddie Murphy voice. Man, all right, so let's get started, y'all. The Lakers. Man, we got to go all the way back to the beginning of JJ Redick getting hired and how that went, man, because I want to kind of like break this down just to get to where we at right now so you can understand. People was calling this out from the beginning, like, look, you just can't get you can't get the success you want when you go about it the wrong way. And the fact that they did this whole Mind the Game podcast or Game the Mind podcast right in front of our face and just advertise or telegraph what they was about to do, and then next thing you know, Darvin Ham's fired and JJ Redick is hired, and I'm like, man, this is insane. And then now they go tell us they ain't had nothing to. LeBron had nothing to do with JJ getting hired and all this crazy stuff. And we was like, okay, I see you, James Way. I see you, San Diego. I was like, okay, if y'all want us to believe that, I don't know why famous people and entertainers and politicians and all these people that's at that type of level, I don't know why they think the people that watch them for entertainment or vote for them or whatever the case may be, I don't know why they think we just like dumb. Like they really think we're idiots, right? And I guess rightfully so, because we keep eating everything they feed us, right? Not everybody, but in masses, a lot of people eating what they feed us. So let's start at the beginning. All right, so we already know it was some fugazi stuff with JJ doing that podcast with him, and we know they didn't just show up right when the podcast was about to say go, and then sit down and then just start discussing random stuff, and then when they said cut, they both got up and left. We know that, right? So we know there had to be conversation, whether it was on phone call, or FaceTime, or some type of Zoom meeting or in-person meeting to even come up with, hey, I want to do this podcast and I want to do it with you, right? We know that, right? Now, what's in it for JJ? That's crazy I said for JJ. He is for JJ sometimes. But what's in it for JJ? He's on ESPN. He's retired basketball player. He's spending time with his family. He's coaching his son's basketball team. What's in it for him to come do this podcast? Like, what does he get? He already got his own podcast, and he already has Old Man in the Three that he's trying to create and turn into like a network. Like he was taking the approach that Bill Simmons and who's the other guy? I forget his name, but it's a couple of guys who started like networks. Like Bill Simmons has one, and there's another guy, I forget his name. But they had like networks, and then you can look at Colin Cowherd as well. He has his own network with podcasts under it, and it looked like that's what JJ was going with it. And his podcast was really, I enjoyed listening to his podcast because he would bring the players on, interview them, and he didn't just exactly throw them softballs. It was like, it was good stuff. I liked it. Players, I remember he had the Porzingis interview, and he straight up asked him about him and Luka's relationship. And, he said, I remember this one time y'all got into it on the sideline, and, all this stuff. Right. So I was appreciative of what he did on his Old Man in the Three podcast. So he's already got laid out. He's getting paid from ESPN as an analyst. Then he's doing this podcast, and he's trying to turn that into something, and he's coaching his kids and spending time with his kids. It seemed like he got everything figured out. So what did LeBron say to him to, convince him to come sit down and do this podcast with him? And in my opinion, I think he may have told him, listen, I know you want to coach in the NBA, and if you come and do this podcast with me, we'll do it. We'll do it in such a way where you can showcase your knowledge, right? You would do it that way. And we've seen people, like say for instance, Tony Romo. He changed his whole, the whole outlook of him, or how people thought about him when he started broadcasting games and started just calling out, plays. I think they're about to run this. I'm looking at this format. He's just calling out everything, and everybody all of a sudden seeing this dude that couldn't get it done in the playoffs and was just a screw up, and whatever his perception was from everybody else, it totally changed when he started calling games within the first 3 or 4 games, because it was like, this dude is a freaking genius. Same thing with John Gruden when he was calling games, man. Oh man, he sounds so like genius, like, and it led him to getting jobs and stuff like that, right? So I think LeBron might have pitched that to him, like, look, we'll sit down, we'll do X's and O's and all that stuff, and I'm telling you, this will be able to show how much you know. It'll show that, and then it'll make it easier for you to get those jobs. I think he had already interviewed for Toronto a year before that, or a couple of years before that. I don't think I know he didn't get the job, but I don't know if he turned it down or they didn't like his interview, right? So him doing that podcast was beneficial to him, and LeBron had already had a motive about why he wanted to do it, because he was dispelling every narrative that went against him when it comes to his legacy, or when it comes to the GOAT debate, right? That's the honest to God truth on how I see it, right? So anyway, long story short, he gets the job. And I don't know if y'all remember, but I did a full episode on JJ Redick. It was about 30 minutes. I'll link it in the description. I should have done it already. But if y'all want to see it, I'm just going to play a clip of what he said. I don't know if y'all remember the the first interview he did after he got hired, he sat down with Rob Pelinka sitting beside him, smiling like a proud dad, watching his only son that made it. And he said the most vulgar and unprofessional thing I've ever heard, and nobody gave him any smoke for it. Nobody on ESPN, nobody gave him smoke for this. I don't know if y'all remember it, but I'm going to play it.
I don't really have a great answer for your question because I really don't give a like, honestly. I want to coach the Lakers. I want to coach the team. I don't want to dispel anything. I don't. I want to become a great coach in the NBA, and I want to win championships, and I want my players to maximize their careers. That's all I care about. That's a simple thing with him.
So that's him being very unprofessional, right? That was a question from a female reporter asking him about, you know, you have no NBA coaching experience, not even as an assistant, not even as a freaking videographer. Like you've done nothing at the NBA or professional level or college level. You coach little league. What are you going to do, or how do you expect to dispel any of these? I wouldn't even say rumors, but just comments about his inexperience. How you going to dispel that stuff? The easy answer would have been, I just have to win. That's the easy answer. Win ball games and it'll dispel it. If I don't win ball games, then it is what it is, but I accept the challenge. Easy. But he wants to lead with how slick tongue he can be, or how sharp he can be with his tongue. He wants to lead with it. That smart aleck, we've all had one in school, very privileged, right? Because when he said that, Rob Pelinka smiled like, man, finally we got somebody that can talk that talk. That's not something I don't think Darvin Ham would have said, nor if he did say it, the media would not have let him get away with it. They would have destroyed Darvin Ham. But it just looks different coming from a clean-cut, all-American boy who has all the privilege on his side to be able to say that and not get no smoke from the media, right? So they thought that was cute as hell. So the first mistake really is the JJ Redick hire. That was the first mistake, because why? You looked at him, you seen clean cut. I think he went and got advice from Sean McVay. So he went to another clean cut guy that we consider a genius in the football space as far as play calling goes. And so far as a head coach, he's looked like a genius as a head coach as well. So it's just not play calling the offensive coordinator. As a head coach, he looks genius like. He looks really good. That's what JJ was. That's the suit that he was trying to wear. That's the uniform he's trying to wear. I'm a genius. They kept calling him Pat Riley and all this other stuff, man. And I got a part in my head. I got moose slick to the side, and I got a slick tongue. And I ain't gonna let no reporter come in and say X, Y, and Z, because I can dish it out as well. All of this stuff. That's what he was leading with. So the JJ Redick hire was the first mistake for this Lakers organization. It's not a serious hire. This is not an organization who is seriously thinking about trying to win. They're thinking about image, and they're thinking about the guns and butter of it. The outside of everything. They're not trying to build things the right way. They're trying to trick their way into success. They're trying to and LeBron and Clutch, they know the game. Right, because they know basketball is a business. They know not basketball. They know the NBA is a business, and just like WWE is entertainment, and it's a script with it. I'm not saying that the NBA is scripted like the WWE, but there's some portion of it, because there is some control that the commissioner and the owners have. This is some control they have. I'm not saying they use that power all the time, but whenever they really need to, they can. If they feel like the ratings are tanking and we need a superstar in LA, they'll make it happen. I'm quite sure that if they can get together in the NFL and say we're not drafting Shador, or we're not letting Kaepernick back in the league, right? If they could collude like that, they could collude for anything. What's up, Kaja? Just Simply Sports. Shout out to y'all. Go subscribe to Just Simply Sports. Kaja has been on our panel a lot of times already. And she knows stuff, man. So go subscribe to Just Simply Sports, y'all. I'll put it on the screen. But yeah, I mean, collusion happens, right? Adam Silver has been honest about why he changed certain rules. Like he said that, I wanted a less physical league because it's more entertaining to see a player like Steph Curry use his advantages to entertain versus letting the bigger player like use physicality to stop them, right? So it's certain things that's in their power, and when it comes to, let's say, LeBron James knowing that, and he knows that, man, if I garner enough buzz or attention, and the NBA see that, oh man, it's a lot of people talking about the Lakers because of X, Y, and Z, then the NBA might be compelled to say, well, you know what? We got to give them a little bit of favor so they can make the playoffs and, be relevant, because why waste all of that attention that's over there? Like, and I think LeBron James knew that when Kyrie Irving and KD made the trade. Well, first of all, they went to Brooklyn. Then they made the trade for Harden. So everyone was talking about Brooklyn and his big three. Everybody was talking about Brooklyn and his big three. And LeBron James had just came off a 2020 bubble ring. But the buzz all summer long was about, man, how is this big three going to look with a full training camp under them and them getting rolled? How's it? Like, everything was about the big three in Brooklyn. So LeBron was like, well, shoot, if that's all they're talking about, the NBA know, well, shoot, man, we got to help that squad out a little bit. So he made sure that the trade for Westbrook went down, broke up his bubble ring team, all these vets, Danny Green, Avery Bradley, Dwight Howard, JaVale McGee. Like, he getting rid of all these dudes so he can make sure he bring Westbrook over, because now we got a big three over there in Brooklyn, but guess what? We got a big three over here in LA as well with AD, LeBron, and Westbrook. Knowing that he knew that that wasn't a good basketball fit, he went for that trade for the buzz, because now if we can generate enough buzz, then the NBA might take notice on that and be like, well, shoot, get them, we got to make sure that they're successful, right? They know how to play the system. So with this JJ Redick hire, this was like, he said that's not what happened. Okay, well, tell me what happened in the comments, or you can tell me what happened when you call in. So with this JJ Redick hire, I think they was going for a splash. They really don't think a guy like who in their right mind as a GM thinks that, you know what, this guy never coached in college, never coached in high school, never coached AAU, never coached at the professional level, didn't sit on the bench beside a good head coach. Like these guys who've been around the league or been around basketball for so long, when they get these hires, they've sat under Pat Riley. They've learned from him. They're sat under Greg Popovich. Like, Greg Popovich got a whole coaching tree. Mike Brown comes from that coaching tree. I mean, you got Rick Carlisle, who played with the Celtics. I think he played with Bird. Then he coached, and it's like these guys actually put in work to get these jobs. There's no GM in their right mind is going to say, you know what, man, I got a roster that I put together that I think can win. It's just missing that right coach. Let me go get JJ Redick from off the 10-year-old basketball league for where he's coaching his son. Let me go grab him and throw him out there with LeBron. Like, nobody in their right mind think that that's what a GM is trying to do, right? So nobody's doing it, right? So anyway, so that was his press conference, saying he don't give a F and all this stuff. Didn't get no smoke for that, right? Then they asked him about how he go use LeBron.
LeBron, look, you have to certainly get buy-in and talk to him about how he wants to play. Him and I have joked about this, but like he shot over 40% from three this year. Like I want him shooting threes. He's going to have his 3 or 4 bursts every game where he gets out in transition and does things that no one at his age should ever be able to do, but he does it. It's really just figuring out in the half court, putting him in different spots, both as a scorer and a facilitator. That'll be part of the conversation over the next couple months.
All right. So he's talking about, all right, man, this is when it's AD and LeBron. He said LeBron shot 40% the year before from 3. I want him to shoot more threes. Like that's what I want. That's what I want. He came in saying, I want to get threes up. Later on in that interview, he said he want to get somewhere close to 40 a game, 40 threes up, 40 threes. And he wanted LeBron to take more. He was already taking like 6 a game, 7 a game. He wanted him to take more than that on a Steph level because he shot 40%. Right. Then he talked more about his coaching philosophy.
Rotations, game management, load management, all that stuff. I think a big, and I told Rob this in Chicago, this is like a big thing for me, is just my relationship and communication with analytics and my relationship and communication with performance. Those are as important as anything else that I can do as a head coach. And so I've certainly thought about all that stuff. It's obviously going to be dependent on the roster. But yeah, I'm going to use math. I'm going to use math.
So he's going to use math. That's his philosophy. He's going to sit down, forget watching film. I'm going to use math, right? Thanks for the $2 super chat, Taco Master. He said, I'm going to use math. That's his philosophy to coach analytics and math, a calculator. His best attribute as a head coach is going to be how well he works that calculator. Right? That's interesting, right? So the first mistake was that JJ Redick hire. It's not a serious hire. That's not a real hire, right? That's not. So now you fast forward to them trading AD, they bring in Luka. Right, Luka Vandross, double chin Luka, triple double chin, triple double chin Luka. You bring him in, right? I've said time and time again. I don't know what people see in Luka, man. Like, there's no way I want a superstar, because this is what I know about teams and leadership. And then if you want to be specific to basketball, leadership on the back from superstars. What I know, and we say it in the military all the time, shit rolls downhill, right? And what that means is, don't think that my superior is going to chew me out, and if it's not my fault, because I'm getting chewed out for something that people under me jacked up. Now, rightfully so, because I'm in charge. But in most cases, it's not going to stop there, especially if it was on you. If I told you to do something a certain way and you go out and not do it that way and I get chewed out for it, the shit rolls downhill, right? On another way to even say that, if I'm the leader and my uniform is jacked up and the people that work for me see me as an example because they're trying to get to where I'm at. They see me as an example. I'm the leader of this platoon or this division or whatever the case may be. Or this department. I'm a leader. You see my boots not shine. You see my uniform jacked up. You see me with my ribbons out of place. You see things like that, then you're going to think it's okay as well because I'm the leader. As the leader, I have to do every single thing that I'm asking you to do. It's not, leadership is not do as I say, not as I do, because most people are visual learners, and I'm going to Like, you know, if you want me to run through a wall, it don't make sense for me to run through a wall. It really don't make sense. So why am I doing? I don't want to run through a wall. If I'm not already built like that, I'm not running through no wall. But if the leader is willing to run through a wall and he shows me that, then I'm like, well, shoot. I mean, my leader ran through that wall. I'm running through it with him. I'm not going to let him do it alone. Right. So I say all that to say this. What you got to understand is when you pick a leader for the face of your franchise, and this is what the Dallas Mavericks found out after 4, 5, 6 years with Luka. And this is why Nico Harris and their ownership, decided we're not going to pay him almost $350 million to be fat, out of shape, party, smoke, drink alcohol, and get worse by the year. Right? We're not going to pay him $350 for that because we're picking a leader. Then we're paying him, which means that after we pay him, we don't have no more leverage to make him do what we want him to, what we want him to do. Like once you pay him, there's no more leverage. He was already not respecting the coaches. He didn't even respect Rick Carlisle, who had won a championship with Dallas. I'm already established and a made man in Dallas before we even drafted you. I coached Dirk. I got him his only championship. I got Dallas their only championship. I'm established, right? That's who I am. I'm Rick Carlisle. For Rick Carlisle not to have the say so over Luka like he should is insanity. So if Rick Carlisle ran away from Luka, and he's a Hall of Fame coach who's a made man in Dallas, who won a championship with Dallas, if he can't tell him nothing, it's going to be very hard for J. Kidd. I mean, come on now. I mean, J. Kidd's a Hall of Fame player, but he ain't no Hall of Fame coach yet. You get what I'm saying? So when you pick a leader and you say this is the face of the franchise and the leader of our team on the floor, and he comes in overweight, out of shape, unconditioned, and then don't play defense, and then cries and whines for every single foul. I call it the simp salute, or the sucker salute. After every play, he don't get a foul. His hands is like this. It ain't a military. Let me show y'all the sucker salute. Jokic sucker salute is like this. Me? You called it on me? The sucker salute, the simp salute. Luka's is a little bit further out, like he's asking Allah to provide. Like his hands is a little bit like this. That's the sucker salute. Jokic like this. LeBron's is similar, right? LeBron's is similar. But that sucker salute, like you see the sucker salute. I want y'all, every time y'all watch the game, play a drinking game. I want you to get you some tequila and a shot glass. And every time you see Luka do the sucker salute, I want you to take a shot. Every time you see Jokic do the sucker salute, take a shot. Right? Not only is he doing the sucker salute, he's not even getting back on defense while he's doing it. Right? So if I'm going to pay that guy $350 million, make him the face of the franchise, and then make him the leader of the team, I got to expect it to roll downhill. You can't ask people under Luka to do what you can't even get Luka to do, what Luka's not willing to do. That's the difference between Michael Jordan. He always said, I'm not going to ask nobody on my team to do what I'm not willing to do or already have done. I'm going to run through that wall before y'all can even think about running through it. Because when I run through it, I'm going to expect you to do it when you get the opportunity to run through it. But Luka is not like that. So the identity of your superstar player, the face of your franchise, the best player, the team leader, his identity ends up being what your team identity is. So when people always say SGA is not the MVP because he has this elite team, I'm like, these dudes was not elite before they got to OKC. No one looked at them and was like, oh, they're elite. Nobody looked at them like that. Right. So you don't just have this elite squad. How did they get elite? Because the personality of their team leader, who is SGA, is contagious, and it rolls downhill. It trickles down to the rest of the troops. That's the best type of guy for a coach to coach, because he's going to run through that wall as well, and he's going to lead them through as well. Follow me. Right? So when getting back to the Lakers, first mistake is hiring JJ Redick. Even though people say that the Lakers won that trade because Luka averages 32 points a game, I think, honestly, you could say, I wouldn't say the second mistake was trading for Luka, because you're getting rid of an older superstar who's on his way down. He's declining, and he's often injured. For a younger superstar that you feel like, whatever the problems he had in Dallas, I think we can change that, and we won't have that problem here. Right? But you see that defense and that sucker salute is rearing its ugly head, right? But you get him over here. That's not the second mistake. I think the second mistake was actually the second mistake is actually drafting Bronny. We'll get to that. So the second mistake is actually drafting Bronny. And then the third mistake is trading for Luka and keeping LeBron James on the roster. And I know it seems sexy to pair LeBron to Luka, as 1-2 punches. But when you get Luka, you really just got to start all over. You got time. He's not even 28 yet. So it's real nice to say I got Bron and Luka together. Let's see how many runs we can make at it. But you really, like, for Luka, you got to have a specific team around him. Right? You almost got to have you got to have a specific team around him. You got vets like Marcus Smart out there and Vanderbilt seeing that, look, man, we can play the best defense possible as long as there's a hole in our defense named Luka Doncic. There's nothing we can do, especially when there's 2 holes in our defense named Luka and LeBron, or 3 holes in our defense named Luka, LeBron, and Reeves. So you're telling the captain of the ship, I want you to go sail the 7 seas from point A to point B to point C, back to point A. I want you to do that. I'm going to put 3 holes in your boat, but I'm going to give you 2 really good, seamen, right? You know what I mean? They know what they're doing on the boats, man. They can patch holes and all that. It's 3 huge holes in the deck. We already taken on water before we even leave. That's what the Lakers defense is. They have 3 huge holes in their defense named Luka, LeBron, and Reeves. And JJ Redick can't get neither one of them to play defense. Number one, because LeBron is old as hell, hasn't played defense in 8 years, and refuses. Like, I turn it on when it's time to turn it on, but I'm not turning on. LeBron's not turning his defense on for no reason. There's got to be a reason. Like, if they just happen to be a playoff contender or a contender, let's say they had a really good squad, then LeBron would be like, oh yeah, this is a good reason for me at 41 to play defense. But when he look around and say, oh no, we're not going, like, LeBron's been around long enough to look around and be like, no, we're not going nowhere. That's why Rich Paul went on the podcast with Matt Kellerman and said the Lakers are not contenders, because that's LeBron speaking. Right? So LeBron can look around and say, nah, we ain't going nowhere. Why am I going to waste all it? First of all, Luka's not going to play no defense. I know we're cooked. We're cooked. I mean, we're cooked. So he's not going to play defense. And there's nothing JJ Redick can do to force him to, because he has the job because of LeBron. Ain't nothing he can say to him. Then Luka is the same. You're not going to force him to play defense because he don't want to. And I'm starting to think he can't, even if he did want to. It's very discouraging for Luka, because even if he want to sit down in that chair and play some defense, he's getting blown by at tremendous rates. I'm talking about 1 dribble blow-bys. Like, you can't even move your feet enough to make him take more than 1 dribble. Like, he get the ball at the 3-point line, and it's just a jab this way, and then he's gone 1 dribble all the way to the Baja. Like he can't even turn someone and make them go the other way. Like it's really bad. It's really bad. And I think he gets discouraged because he was like, look, it's nothing I can do. I can't stick with these dudes. I'm a 6'8", 7,000 pound small forward that wants to play point guard, but I can't guard point guards. And then whenever I get in a really tight game against some physicality, against some of the brothers that's strong, quick, fast, and willing to D me up, especially in a marquee game matchup like when he got blown out by the Thunder, or like he just got blown out by the Rockets, or just blown out by Cade Cunningham in Detroit. When you get defenders like that on him, he's up to 6-7 turnovers and the sucker salute, you know, looking for the foul and all that stuff. And then when they get in the playoffs, it gets even worse. It gets even worse. It's just you know, he just getting demolished out there. BBC's all over him, just making him turn the ball over. He on the casting couch. He getting tossed up like a salad. It's that bad. They picking on this dude. That's how bad his defense is, and this is your superstar. That's like you get knocked out in the front yard in front of all your kids and your wife. You go back in there, it ain't nothing you can't even get your son to take the trash out. Won't you tell Terry to take the trash out? You wasn't talking tough like that when Terry knocked you out. Your kids might not say that, but your wife sure is gonna say that. Don't try to talk tough to me. You ain't talk tough to Terry when he knocks you out. Right? That's how it is when the players that's supposed to be role players for Luka see him getting destroyed. Like he's bringing the ball up and getting it took. Sucker salute, and then he's looking at his role players, and his role players like, I can't believe this is our superstar, dog. They looking at Edwards and SGA, they D'ing up and handling the physicality, and they looking at all these other dudes and was like, dang, man, this is our superstar. This is the one we stuck with, and this is the one we got to listen to. That's the one that got $350 million. That's the face of the franchise. That's the top 5 player. Like, this is the one we stuck with. Come on, dog. Right? So that's what's going on. They can't get him to play defense. I think I got sound bites. Let's get to JJ Redick after the Luka trade. After they got blown out by Detroit. This is sad. Like this is sad. Listen to this interview, though.
Midway through the third, what do you think happened as Detroit was able to pull away?
The offensive stretch that we had there in the third, start of the fourth. Okay, I'll rewatch it tonight, but we had like 5 turnovers in that stretch.
5 turnovers in a stretch where they had the game tied and they lost it for 5 turnovers. I just want to let y'all know Luka leads the league in turnovers. Right. First of all, he's missed 7 games. I know he leads the league in turnovers per game, which is like almost 6. Your point guard averages almost 6 turnovers a game. He only getting 9 assists. He's like, that's almost every assist you get, you turn the ball over. Almost. He's averaging about 6 turnovers a game. I will have to Google it. Somebody Google it real quick to see if he, like, after missing 7 games, do he still lead the league in total turnovers? I'm interested to know if he leads in total turnovers this season, but he definitely leads it per game. Just Simply Sports said Luka is 6'8", almost 230. He can play defense if he wanted to. Luka is very talented on offense, so he doesn't feel he should have to play defense. Playing defense is a choice. I would never accept a leader who feels like they don't have to play defense or it's optional. I would never, and that's why Dallas was like, no, we out of the Luka business. We're out of the Luka business. You can't expect that from baby fat ass, Kamora Lee ass. We call it baby fat. to do something after after 20 years of never having to. Too late to learn now. I wouldn't say 20 years he didn't play defense. I think he played defense his first Cleveland stint, and Pat Riley wouldn't allow him not to play defense in Miami. So I think he played defense in Miami. He stopped playing defense his second stint in Cleveland.
Again, the turnovers, the fast break points in the paint that just killed us tonight.
He said the turnovers, fast break points, and points in the paint killed us tonight. Luka leads the league in turnovers. He never gets back on the fast break on defense if he feel like he had a foul because he's too busy arguing with the refs with that sucker salute. So Luka, and then points in the paint. He's the one getting blowed by on the perimeter. He can't stop and keep his man in front of him on the perimeter, and they're going straight to the Baja for layups. So Luka is the lead charge in all of those scenarios. Turnovers, fast break points, points in the paint. This is your leader. This is the guy you're trying to build your team around. All I see is sucker salute and him taking step back threes all day long.
With the turnovers, it's probably hard to generalize it, but how much of their sort of athleticism and length and force, how many of those do you feel like were forced versus just kind of gave the ball?
They're a really good physical basketball team. It's part of their DNA.
So remember when I told you shit rolls downhill, it's a trickle down effect. The identity of your team comes from your head coach and your best player. And sometimes your point guard. And Luka is both the point guard and the best player. The identity is contagious, whether it's positive or negative. Notice any team whose best player is a bad defender, the team, no matter how many defensive guys you put around him, the team suffers at defense. Denver Nuggets got to play zone defense, dog. Like Jokic is so bad at defense, they got to play zone, which is interesting enough because I didn't see them play no zone this first game they just played without Jokic. They had Valanciunas out there who looks slower than Jokic, and I don't remember them playing no zone. All right, so yes, Luka is the best player on the Lakers. Yes, he's the best player on the Lakers, right? I think I seen somebody said, he said, don't blame Luka. Are you serious? Why not blame Luka? Why not blame your best player? Especially when it's obvious what his issue is. I can't wait to open these phone lines up. Thanks. He said Luka is 8th in turnovers after missing 7 games. Lamont said, why did Dallas let Luka go so true? Because they was happy to see him go. Happy to see him go. Right? Happy to see him go. Sometimes you just cut your losses and take the L. Right? Sometimes you cut your losses and take the L. If you're a business partner with somebody and they're making you bleed money, right? And then you be like, look, wait, we gotta cut our losses, dog, and end this partnership. And then you look at it and be like, man, I'm $20,000 in the negative on this business partnership. I'm not going to take you to court and make you pay half of it. I eat the whole $20K. I just want to break up right now. Sometimes it be like that. So all Nico wanted was, listen, we just got to get Luka up out of here, dog. Jason Kidd, coach AD, he knows AD. We got a plan for AD. He comes and he anchors our defense, and then he can also give me the same 25. Well, Luka's getting you 30. AD can come in and give you 25, but I'm also can get 25 from Kyrie. That was the plan. If Luka is giving me 30 a game, and as far, let's not even count his assists because people get caught up in his assists or anybody's assists. Well, the most important thing about assists is how much your team gets, not how much your best player get. You got an option, and I don't think I've took if you take any Hall of Fame coach like Phil, Popovich, Pat Riley, Carlisle, you take any Hall of Fame coach like that and you ask them, if you was to sit down and draw up the perfect offense for your team, do you want a team where everyone shares the ball, where they're making the extra pass? Like, I want you to think about San Antonio with Ginobili, Parker, Boris Diaw, Tim Duncan, Kawhi, Steven Jackson. I want you to think about those squads and think about how often you seen them take or give up a good shot to get a better shot, and how often that ball popped around. And I want you to think, who on those squads averaged 10 plus assists? Nobody. However, when you look at their team, whatever the top was back then, I think back then 22 to 25 assists was like the top. It was San Antonio was always up at the top for team assists. So if I can create an offense where everyone is distributing the ball, everyone has the equal opportunity to make a play for themselves or others, that makes it harder for the defense to key in on what you're trying to do and where the passes is coming from. Like, everybody's dangerous. If Boris Diaw get the ball in the high post, he's dangerous because he can score or make a pass. Right? If Tim Duncan get in the low post, he's dangerous because he can score or make a pass. You bring a double, somebody's cutting, he can make that pass. If you double from the perimeter, he pass it to the three-point shooter, you rotate, they make the extra pass. I mean, all that stuff was there. That's dangerous. That's hard to guard versus I'm going to get one great player who can pass very good, and I'm just going to put everybody at the three-point line, and that one great player is responsible for passing to everyone. Like this illustration right here. Jokic has the entire perimeter. All his perimeter players are in a phone booth. They have very little freedom to score. They have to score in a phone booth. Now, I don't know if you ever heard about people being able to score in a phone booth. That means they don't need a lot of space. They don't need a lot of time. They don't need a lot of dribbles. Carmelo Anthony, think about that. 1 dribble pull up, 2 dribble pull up. Michael Jordan. These are phone booth score. They can score in a phone booth. The very best players score in a phone booth. When you have a player like Jokic who's distributing to everybody, and you tell Tim Hardaway Jr. you can only catch and shoot threes, Michael Porter Jr. you can only catch and shoot threes, they're in the phone booth. So you're putting your best player with all the freedom in the world. He can go anywhere with the ball. He can go anywhere without the ball. He can if he decides to go in the post, then everybody got to react to that. If he decides to get in the high post, react to that. If he decides to bring the ball up court as the point guard, everyone had to react to that. But for the most part, you cannot be in the paint. You have to be on the three-point line. You telling the lesser players to score in a phone booth and telling your best player you got the whole parking lot to your disposal. And that was the opposite in the 90s for players like Michael Jordan. The triangle offense restricted Michael Jordan, gave him less space to score. He, as the best player, he had to learn how to score in a phone booth and running that triangle. Same thing with Kobe. So you're not supposed to give the harder challenge of how to score to your least players and give your best player the easier task, because your best player is supposed to be so good that he can score in any type of environment against any defense. That's why he's the best player. That's why he gets paid the most. Right? But the way they do offense now, they get the ball to Luka. Everyone spread. He's not fast enough to blow by nobody, so you got to come set him a screen. Every play has to start with him getting a screen, a high screen roll. Every single play with everyone standing at the three-point line. But he got the entire floor at his disposal. That's backwards basketball. So yes, Dallas Mavericks was, hey, get rid of this dude. We've seen enough. Just bring me AD. We're going to play defense. He's going to get me 25 points. Kyrie's going to get me 25 points. We don't have another liability on defense. No more holes in the boat. And let's try to win with defense. And then they get the number 1 pick and get Cooper Flag, and everything would have been great if Kyrie wouldn't have got hurt, and especially if AD wouldn't have got hurt. They would have started this season out pretty good, I guarantee you. But the fans couldn't wait. They did good. They did real good by getting rid of Luka. And the unfortunate truth is, I think the Lakers probably looking to get rid of him in the next 2 years. In the next 2 years, I guarantee if he don't change something, if he continues to run point guard at 1,000 pounds, he's only getting slower. If he still wants to be the point guard, that's going to be your problem. You can't even guard point guard. So why are you even playing point guard on offense if you can't guard one?
From our vantage point, it seemed like the players were extraordinarily frustrated with the officiating. And I guess I wanted to know, one, did you share any of that opinion? And two, do you think maybe their reactions to the officiating may have taken them out of some of the plays?
I think there's probably a level of frustration when you're turning the ball over and you're feeling like you're getting fouled. There's frustration there for sure. But I mean, again, I said it in here. We said it this morning. They're going to foul every possession. It's just you got to play through it.
JJ, you said, that level of physicality and toughness from Detroit is in their DNA. Like, do you know what this team's or this group's DNA is yet? Has that been established? Do you have a sense of what your team is?
Still trying to figure that out. And I know that's maybe a cop out, and probably is, but I do know that we have had a lot of stops and starts, and we've tried to not just the staff. I'm saying our team. The players, staff, everybody. We've really tried to play the right way every night and have the right intent. The flow of lineups and rotations and all that has been challenging for everybody, not just the coaches. It's just a challenge for the players, and building an identity is difficult, I think. And it's if you think about our team last year, and this team is different, and our identity will eventually be different. But we didn't get that identity till late January. It felt like, and
your identity is whatever Luka Doncic is. I want to outscore you. I can't stop you. I can't defend you, and I won't defend you. That's your identity.
Then we had to shift again. So I don't think it's unnatural. I remember a meeting I had with Phil last year, pretty early in the season, and he said, I always felt like I knew who my team was by Thanksgiving. I think that's hard to figure out with this team right now. So yeah.
His mentors told him he always knew what his team was by Thanksgiving. He said he don't know what this team identity is. Wow. Your identity comes from your best player, and it comes from the coach and the best player. There's a disconnect. Or maybe it's not a disconnect, because if you remember JJ Redick in the previous soundbite when he first got hired, he said he's gonna win ball games with math. And I don't know if defense is all about math and calculations and calculators and formulas. I don't think defense is about that. Right. So I don't know what math equation he's going to be able to use to help Luka, LeBron, and Austin Reeves defend. And then you try to put Marcus Smart on the floor with them and DeAndre Ayton. DeAndre Ayton is lazy as hell. Right. So he's pretty much the same type of defender LeBron is. Like, he can turn it on and turn it off, maybe. But even when he turned it on, he's not that great a defender. Marcus Smart used to be a really good defender, but he's a couple of injuries later and a couple of years later, and he on that same diet that Luka's on, slim, slow. So he's got the attitude to want to defend. He did when he was in his prime, but he's making that choice as well. Like, if these dudes not doing it, if you got 3 holes on the ship, I'm not going to keep plugging these joints. I can't. Like, I can't keep my man in front of me and stop him from getting in the paint if all they got to do is set a screen to get Luka on the ball and then just blow by Luka. And then when they get down there, DeAndre ain't hard fouling. He ain't blocking those shots. He might as well be Jokic down there in the paint. And it comes from the leadership, and it comes from the head coach. You said you was going to win with math. Now you on defense, calling people out, saying I'm not doing another 53 games like this, and all this nonsense, right? So here are the 3 mistakes that started this bad pattern. Hiring JJ Redick was mistake number 1. Mistake number 2 was drafting Bronny James, and mistake number 3 was trading for Luka and keeping LeBron. So let's go ahead and get the mistake number 2 with the Bronny James thing. I want to show y'all something. I want to show y'all something that came from a Lakers Facebook page, I guess, right? Lakers Buzz PH. I give them a shout out. They got a side by side with Dalton Knecht and Con Knople, who plays for the Charlotte Hornets. Remember before the draft last year, it looked like Charlotte was looking for a particular type of player. And you could tell they was looking for this particular type of player because they drafted 3 of them in the draft last summer. Con Knople. Then they drafted 2 other guys that was very similar. One of them was a big man though. But before they drafted those guys, they traded Mark Williams for to the Lakers for Dalton Knecht. At that time, Dalton Knecht was a draft pick before Bronny. I think they drafted him 1st round maybe or 2nd round. I don't know if they had a 1st round pick, so they drafted him 2nd round, I think. And he shows up and he is putting on the show. Not only was Dalton Knecht putting on the show, so was freaking Quincy Oliveira, shooting the lights out, playing great defense. But Dalton Knecht was doing even better than Quincy. Here's the issue that I think came about with Dalton Knecht and Quincy Oliveira. They all came in as rookies in the draft class with Bronny. JJ Redick, LeBron, and Clutch Sports and Rob Pelinka already had a plan for Bronny. They already knew that we wanted to do this photo op. We wanted to do this, make history. LeBron and playing with his son and the first father-son duo to take the court together and all this stuff, and get the Ken Griffey's over there. They wanted that. They wanted that whole thing for the Lakers. This is another reason why they're not a serious franchise at the moment. They wanted that thing to go in, but when you're manufacturing things that ain't supposed to be, like, first of all, Bronny wasn't supposed to get drafted. That's number 1. He wasn't supposed to get a guaranteed contract. He wasn't supposed to get special treatment where he didn't have to go to the G League. He wasn't supposed to get special treatment where he was getting minutes. Man, he got in the game against Philly like in the first quarter as a rookie that wasn't supposed to get drafted. Like, they're putting him in situations that they won't even put Dalton Knecht, who played 4 years of college, who actually is hooping, who actually got NBA size, NBA shooting ability, NBA IQ. He got NBA everything, and he defends. He defends better than Austin Reeves. I bet you probably could get 20 points a game from Dalton Knecht if you really utilize him. Like, he's that good, and that's why Charlotte traded for him. They was going to give him an opportunity in Charlotte. Got him out of LA, and then LA rescinded the trade and said Mark Williams didn't pass his physical and sent him back. But what really happened is they got Mark Williams. He played a game. He actually played a game. And I think what happened is they realized that, man, you ain't doing nothing different than what Jackson Hayes was doing. We already got Jackson Hayes. We just lost Dalton Knecht for you, and you do the same thing Jackson had. We thought you was going to be better than Jackson. So they rescinded the trade, said he didn't pass the physical. If he didn't pass the physical, how the hell he play a game, and how the hell did the trade get approved? Ain't the physical supposed to come back before y'all put approval on the trade? I think what ended up happening, they blamed it and said, oh, it was something you was dealing with that you didn't disclose to us. I guess he must have got a clean bill of health, but they was like, oh, no, you got a twisted ankle. You didn't tell us about that. And they were saying it was some technicality type stuff, right? So they get Dalton Knecht back. So Charlotte ended up drafting Con Knople. And he was the rookie of the year until Cooper Flag started balling about 3 weeks ago. And here's the Lakers people saying, oh, man, Dalton Knecht was supposed to be our own version of Constantinople. Same score, same shooter, same attacker, just as explosive. But the difference in terms of coaching and confidence level, Charlotte wanted someone like Dalton Connect last year. They ended up getting a better model in Constantinople this season. And they trying to say that the coaching level and the confidence level is the reason why Dalton Connect's not getting the opportunity like Con. I don't think it's that. This is what I think it is. It's the same thing that got Quincy Oliveira cut. I think you can't put Bronny James in as a rookie when you got two rookies better than him, because it's just not going to look right. Like it's going to look bad. Why are you playing this rookie, especially at the same position as Quincy was, when Quincy's better? Like, so that looks bad. So Quincy had to go. But now you still got Connect there, who every time he gets in the ball game, he's hooping. They dropping him down to the G League and all types of stuff. I'm like, dang, get this dude the opportunity. They don't want him to go out and play a certain way if Bronny can't play like that. They'd rather give Bronny the opportunity. So actually what's going on is I think Dalton Connect is getting shafted because of Bronny James. JJ Redick knew part of getting this job is I want my son on the floor. I want him to have the best opportunities he can have and all this stuff, man. That was the deal. So drafting him handcuffed JJ Redick. First of all, that's one roster spot that's gone. You could have a player there that could actually help you, but instead it's wasted and it's guaranteed. So that was a mistake. But that was part of JJ Redick getting hired. He was going to be on board with the fuckery. That was part of it. So that's the second mistake. Third mistake is trading for Luka and still keeping LeBron. They should have traded LeBron. They should have traded him or forced him not to pick up his option this summer. Because now you got JJ Redick handcuffed by the promise he gave Bron about Bronny. Same thing with Rob Pelinka. They didn't know they was going to get Luka. So they thinking, man, we need LeBron to sell tickets. So LeBron said he'll stay if you draft Bronny, and if you get a coach in place that's going to give Bronny a chance and all that stuff. Like all this was a behind the scenes deal with Rob Pelinka, probably Jenny Buss, JJ Redick, LeBron. So this whole unholy trinity of Bron, JJ Redick, and Rob Pelinka was the first unholy trinity. Now is JJ Redick, LeBron, and Luka, right? But I think before they got Luka, that was an understanding between all them. But now that they got Luka, they can sell tickets and they can try to compete if they build around Luka. But they really needed LeBron. Hey, look, we don't need you no more, dog. We did the Bronny thing. We drafted him. We got him a guaranteed contract. We did the photo op with the Griffeys, all that stuff. But we can't give you a contract extension this summer, and that pissed him off. And that's why he had the sciatica thing. That's why he sat out. And then once Austin Reeves was averaging 30 and Luka was averaging 30 and the Lakers was taking off, LeBron was like, I can't sit back and watch this. Let me jump back in here. And he jumped back in and sucked all the energy out of the room. And now it's mass confusion. And they don't know what to do. And now LeBron is looking at JJ like, first of all, the only reason why you here is because of me. So you better not say shit to me. And Luka's looking like, man, they just gave me my contract that Dallas didn't give me. And I'm Luka. And if Rick Carlisle or Jason Kidd couldn't say shit to me, you damn sure JJ Redick can't say shit to me. And that's what Brendan Haywood is about to explain to you.
Games, we don't care enough was the statement, which is, and there's certain things that coaches can't say. You can't say about a player or a team, your team, they quit. That to me is like, you're going to lose a team in a hurry. I'm just wondering at this point, Brendan, it's Christmas. It's still, there's 53 games left. And it feels as if JJ has pulled the fire alarm more than once already. How does what you're hearing and seeing impact the way you look at the Lakers and what maybe your initial expectations were?
My expectations haven't changed.
You still playoff team for sure.
Yeah,
Because that's where I'm beginning to think they might be in play-in mode.
No, I mean playoff, play in, whatever it is. I expect them to be playing some basketball in late April, beginning of May.
Okay.
But do I expect them to be making a major run? No, I've said it from the jump. And last night I heard, I think who's on the call? It was Richard Jefferson and Tim Legler.
Yep.
And they said something, go back and look about mid-second quarter. They said it's only a 10-point game, but it looks like Houston's players are playing at a different speed than the Lakers. And I was at home thinking the exact same thing because I'm watching, like, when you watch Amin Thompson, like he's just Euro stepping right past the Lakers.
Yep.
You're watching Tari Eason and you're watching like Jabari Smith. Like, hey man, they have some guys that are moving at a different speed, and the Lakers don't have that level of athleticism. We saw that last year when the Lakers got beat by Minnesota. Like, Minnesota was just running straight to the front of the rim and just easy. And that's what's going on right now. It's like JJ Redick, I feel bad for him because he's obviously frustrated. We're going to get better level of effort. Or what? You can, hey, listen. Hey, Rick, in life, sometimes you can play your hand and get hit with an or what moment because you can't make Luka or LeBron play better defense or what. You can't bench him. What you gonna do? You just gotta try to figure it out. And an or what moment is the most humbling thing ever. Hey, JJ Redick, you've been hit with an or what moment. Yeah. You can't bench Luka or LeBron. You gotta pipe down. You can't do nothing. These guys are going to play better defense, or I'm not going to have it for 53 games. Luka's looking at you in his best Slovenian voice. Or what, my brother? Like, what are you going to do?
So
you can't bench the $100 million, the $200, $300 million man. You damn sure can't bench a legendary player like LeBron James. When you're talking about defense, you start with them two guys. You said you had a meeting. Hey, listen. JJ Redick is about to get hit with the same thing I got hit with my first year of marriage. Or what?
Brandon Haywood hit the nail on the head. JJ Redick went to the post game after the Rockets blew them out, and they was giving up layup and dunk and layup and dunk and layup and dunk, and tried to say practice is gonna be rough on Saturday. I'm not doing another 53 games like this, and all this tough talking, all this stuff. And what Brandon Haywood just explained is that when you say all of that, when you the guys you're supposed to be talking to are your leaders. Like, you're not supposed to say this in the press conference. You're supposed to the fact that he's saying in the press conference lets me know he don't have the balls to say it in film study or at practice. That's why you having private meetings with LeBron and Luka. Why would you have a private meeting with them? You, like, Greg Popovich used to cuss Tim Duncan out in front of everybody. Like, Tim Duncan, Steven Jackson, a lot of people have talked about how Popovich would get on Tim Duncan. And Brandon Haywood said that in that interview, I should have got that soundbite, but he said that he had so much respect for Popovich and Tim Duncan because one day they was playing and Tim Duncan took a shot early in the shot clock. And Popovich yelled from the bench and said, "What the F are you doing? We can get that shot at any time. Why would you take that?" And Brandon Haywood said he's trying to win the game, so he's trying to get in Tim Duncan's head. And he walked up to him doing the out of bounds and was like, "You gonna let your coach talk to you like that, dog? You're a superstar." And Tim Duncan said, "It don't bother me." You know, he said, if I let him talk to me like that, then it makes it easy for him to check everybody else. That was the philosophy. And Steven Jackson explained that same thing because he played with them. He said Tim Duncan used to let Popovich just verbally wear him out just like any coach would talk to anybody. He didn't give Tim Duncan superstar treatment like that. But it was a method to the madness. Tim Duncan and Popovich knew that if Duncan is okay with getting chewed out by Popovich, nobody that's under Duncan can't say shit. But in the case of the Lakers, LeBron, Redick, Luka, if Redick ain't willing to chew out LeBron and Luka in film study and at practice, and he got to do it in private, he's not chewing them out. He's pulling them in private because he's asking permission to coach them. Hey, look, man, I need y'all to do this, please. That's why he did it in private, right? He couldn't do it in front of everybody, and it's obvious because shit rolls downhill. Now you got a former defensive player of the year and Marcus Smart not playing defense no more. You got a defensive specialist in Vanderbilt not playing defense more. They're done. You're going to coach us but not coach them? You afraid to get on them? That was one play. LeBron was at the end on the other team's bench. I don't know. I think they was playing Phoenix. He was over there at the other team's bench. JJ Redick was trying to get his attention to run a play. The ball was coming up. JJ Redick's calling LeBron. LeBron is talking to the bench. JJ Redick gets mad and calls a timeout. He burns a timeout because he couldn't even get them into the set that he wanted to get them in because he couldn't get LeBron's attention while he was talking to the bench. And when he called the timeout, he gets physically and obviously pissed, turns red, grabs his clipboard, looks at LeBron, and LeBron act like he didn't even see him look him, and stayed there and talked for about 10 more seconds to the bench before he came to the timeout. This junk is insane. Steve Kerr letting Draymond Green leave the bench after he cussed him out in front of about everybody on the bench. At no point, I don't care how long I coached you, should you be doing that. Number one, it's in public. It's cameras everywhere. It's on national TV. You're not going to do me like that. I'm the leader. You're not going to do that. At no point if I'm the head coach. And if you do, there's going to be hell to pay. It's going to be consequences. So he let him cuss him out in front of national televised game and in front of the team. What does that tell the team? That's why the Warriors are jack shit. Because everything Draymond Green says or does that should be getting him suspended, they can't even suspend him. They couldn't suspend him for knocking out a teammate, and they couldn't even suspend him for that. They couldn't suspend him. They respected this man so much, they was like, we can't suspend him because he'll miss ring night for the first game. So they gave him a vacation because they was in training camp getting their butt whooped, getting whooped into shape. And it was like, yeah, Draymond Green just, we told him to step away from the team. It sound good, but then Draymond Green went on his podcast and was like, I stepped away myself. They didn't tell me to step away. I did it myself. Made Steve Kerr look real dumb. He said, I stepped away. And only thing he did was, it was like one more week of training camp left. And then it was the first game it was ring night. He came back the first game for ring night and played and got his ring. That's not a punishment. That's a reward. The guy that got knocked out was still at training camp with a swollen eye practicing. The guy who did the knocking out didn't even get suspended. He went home and was bragging about how he was able to take his kids to school on the first day of school for the first time in his career and all this nonsense, and how he went to Adam Silver and cried and said, I feel like I want to retire. Everybody's being too hard on me. Adam Silver was like, oh no, Draymond, don't retire and all this stuff. So the league didn't suspend him because he probably told Adam Silver he was suicidal and crying and stuff like that. Just like he went to the owner, Joe Lacob, and cried when he went back to get no contract, and he left out of there and all of a sudden had a contract. Like, what is he doing in these back rooms when he go to Adam Silver crying and he go to Joe Lacob crying? Is he giving up some dome? What is he saying? I don't get it. But these are the type of coaches we have who can't even tell a role player to shut up and sit down. And gets no consequences, no suspensions. But back to JJ Redick and the Lakers, he can't tell LeBron or Luka nothing. Just like Brandon Haywood said, or what? Play defense or what? What you gonna do? I already got my 350 mil. I'm Luka Doncic. What do you go do? Nothing. They'll get rid of you before they get rid of me. LeBron, I brought you in here. What you go do? If I don't want to play defense, I'm not playing. What you go do? Nothing. And he's finding out there's nothing he can do. That's what he's finding out. Right? So let's do this. Let's read this super chat. Let's read some comments and let's open the phone line up. Simply Hot Takes, $5 super chat. Appreciate you, brother. He said LeBron going to be Zoe in training day soon. Oh, if UMF is going to do this to me, watch this spectacle. We're gonna see something like this. Well, we've already seen it. That's what he's doing. I'm not gonna play D. I'm gonna do what I want to do. I'm gonna undermine JJ Redick every chance I get. He's doing it very subtle. And continue to listen to what Draymond and Clutch Sports, anybody from Clutch Sports, continue to hear what Shannon Sharp, Nick Wright, and the new podcast with Max Kellerman and Rich Paul. Listen to what they're saying because they're the voice box for LeBron. They're the voice box. Let's do this. Let's open the phone lines up, y'all. We got 323 people in here. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Definitely make sure y'all hit the like button. Phone number is on the bottom of the screen, scrolling 442-288-9352. While I'm waiting for these phone calls, let me get to some of these comments. He said the T-shirt, Luka Vandross. Yes, Luka Vandross, man. He don't know whether he want to be fat or skinny, just like Luther. We don't know if we go see big Luka or little Luka. Right, so we will call him Luka Vandross. Caller from Texas, what's popping?
What's going on, brother, man? Happy New Year.
Hey, man, what's up, bro? I got a new phone, so I got to save everybody's number. Hey, if anybody call or text and I don't know who it is,
it's Funky Town.
I know your voice. I know who it is now.
Oh, okay, yeah.
yeah. I knew.
I know.
As soon as you said what you say, I said I already know what it is. But nah, I gotta save everybody's number again because I got a new phone. But
oh, I feel you.
What's your thoughts, bro?
Exactly on line with what you're saying. And the bottom line is I really don't have any, I don't care about the Lakers, to be quite frank with you. But the last super chat you just put up, dude is right. You right too, but what it's saying it's already happening because it's been happening.
Yeah.
But the thing is, when he bought in, when he took that year, and they didn't give him a contract, they didn't renegotiate the contract.
Mm-hmm.
That's where that petulance is coming from. That's number one.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, he's too long in the teeth. He can't turn it back. That's the thing. After a certain age, you can't turn it on and off.
No.
It's either on or it's off.
Yeah.
You on until you can't, and you got to go sit down, or you just can't do that little switch like you think you could do. You were flexible when you were younger. Luka, when on my thing, I wasn't talking about LeBron with that 20 years. That's Luka. Since he came up in Slovenia, and played in Spain, when he came to the NBA, he's been pampered. He's been, given he's a chosen one type situation, and there ain't ever been a situation where he's had to be, held accountable for things like that. They've always had somebody else covering his butt all the way through. And now you're looking at a whole team that now you got three of them. You got three, like you said, three holes in the boat. You got three of them that are not accountable on the defensive end. Now, Reeves might have a shot at trying to be, but I mean, like the best he could be is a lower frame of Paul Pierce. That's the best he's going to ever be as far as a defender is concerned. But the other two, you could write them off. First off, you messed around and gave Luka, his fat ass, all them carrots in that last contract. All right. He got all these people up here talking about, oh, didn't you see how much muscle you had in that men's health photo shoot? Man, that was airbrushed. that was some shit they did with some computers. They were painting in definition. Because what did me and Corey tell y'all? What the injury he had, it was a lower body injury again this year, right?
Yep.
Where does that come from? Lack of conditioning. You are not fucking conditioned. You're a fat ass. And everybody keeps on playing. Oh, just telling me that that's the same. You seen it in live motion. You seen that chiseled body in whatever in live motion. No, he's still chubby, fat around the midsection. He ain't what everybody thinks. He's an offensive guy, and like you said, he keeps on playing point guard, same as Joker. Want to play point guard? Why? Because they're like black holes. They don't move. They just sit in the middle, and then they distribute or whatever. Now he again offensively, yeah, it's great. But if he's supposed to be the leader, right? And now you got LaFleur. You got that dude he's pissed off because they basically came out and said when they didn't give him that contract, and then they gave Luka the contract, you're done. And that's what this is all about. Like his thing is he's like, I can't do it no more. I don't want to do it anymore. I had to do it for 5-6 years, and now y'all want me to do something y'all ain't made me do this whole time. AD, my defensive cover is gone. You come back with this melting ice cream thing over here, and now you gonna tell me what I'm supposed to pick up the slack? And like you said, you hit it on the head. We talk about Ayton. I'm like, man, I looked when they got that trade for Ayton. I was like, oh, okay. We gonna see how, like they haven't been watching what he's been doing. I mean, like for me, this is you already know me. I can't stand LeBron. Right? And that whole Bronny thing,
insane. It's insanity.
It's crazy. But I said that shit 2 years ago. You said it 2 years ago.
They made 3 huge mistakes.
Not gonna work out.
They made 3 huge mistakes, man. 3 huge mistakes.
And
check this out.
They want to act like. Go ahead.
Check this out, though. Do you think do you think do it seem like that JJ Redick is getting on people like Marcus Smart, Vanderbilt, Rui, and Ayton? Do you think they get held the most? Because there's a soundbite of course. Ayton. Yeah, Ayton was like, man, it takes a certain type of person to go up to LeBron and be able to tell him to do something. You get what I'm saying? Like, exactly. He said this. So do you think JJ Redick?
Kobe ain't walking in that locker room.
No. So what I think is going on, and the reason why the defenders aren't helping on defense, because they know they're the only ones getting in trouble. Like they think that they're going to, because what was going on in Dallas, I heard Jason Kidd say it a lot of times when they got destroyed on defense. In the post game, he would say stuff like, "We have to protect Luka better. We have to do more on defense. We have to play more team defense, more help defense." He would say stuff like that. So you could tell the philosophy around non-defenders like Luka and Jokic is that we have to get 4 pieces on the floor at all times that can play so good of defense that it covers up for the lack of defense that Jokic is going to play, right? And the crazy thing about that is then you're asking someone to be an A+ defender and then turn around and be a guy that can make shots consistently off catch and shoot threes. It's not a lot of guys like that can do that. So you're already putting yourself behind the power curve.
There are not a lot of guys in the history of the NBA that could do that.
Correct.
And you want 4 of them all on your team at the same time.
Exactly.
In Dallas.
They can block shots, guard the perimeter. Like Aaron Gordon. Aaron Gordon has to guard whoever the best player is, whether he plays the 2, 3, or the 4. Right. And he has to be the best rim protector, and then he has to chase whoever the best player is. I remember one playoff series, he went and guarded LeBron and Edwards and KD in the same playoff series. And guarded them well. But look at Gordon. But Gordon or Tony or whoever, they all are defensive-minded players. Right. Because they came up that way. Right. And then they got to turn around. Then they got to turn around and Gordon got to give you 18 points a game. Right. But how many men are going to sit back and be the whipping boy after you're the one expending more energy? Because defense is more energy. Correct. Defense is more mental and physical energy. You have to want it. You have to want to play defense, right? Correct. So you're putting it out. You're putting it out there. You're the one that's going to be on the poster if it goes bad. Correct. Right. That you put it all on the line. You're the one that's going to get injured as often as well, because you're doing so much running around. Remember the injuries. This great athlete that's always in shape, Aaron Gordon. This dude keep having hamstring injuries. This dude is expending so much energy. I remember the first time CP3 was playing with Harden in Houston, and he had to chase around Steph Curry. Boy, that's a task. Yep. And he had that soft tissue hamstring, whatever happened to him as well. Like, dude, when you're doing that, like you're spending a lot of energy while Jokic get to sit in the zone on defense.
Yep.
It's insane.
But see, the thing is with these people, you think that you're going to be able to play, you're going to be able to treat these dudes like whipping boys, and they're men, and they're going to be like, nah, bro, this ain't.
And that's what's
not when his fat ass is sitting over there.
Exactly. And that's what's going on with the Lakers. That the Lakers,
yes.
JJ Redick is trying to teach Marcus Smart, Vanderbilt, and Ayton to guard 5 men to help Luka and LeBron while they're on the floor.
But again, when you look at your second one, when you said Bronny James, right?
Yeah.
That is your organization saying we're not serious, and we're gonna not only jeopardize Connect and Oliveris, we're gonna do all this other stuff for this kid who, quite frankly, like Sports T likes to say, should be playing Call of Duty or something. Like, this dude is not. He's not. His path to getting here was not as tough and as serious as these other players. Number one.
No.
So let's just but you're treating him like he's a special drone, you got the special jelly, and now he's some sort of special something, which ain't special at all, right? Sorry as hell. But you're treating him, you're giving him all this concierge treatment, and what are you doing to your organization? Is he the future of your organization?
Mm-hmm.
Or are you going to be trying to get rid of his ass as soon as you get rid of his father?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Because that's what's going to happen.
That's what's going to happen. Sure.
I mean, if they're smart, because that new owner is like, I know the new owner sitting back like, look, I'm getting rid of JJ Redick. I'm getting rid of LeBron James. And if Luka if he don't get that signal, understand, like, okay, I'm clearing the board with them. And yeah, I paid you. But I'll send your ass to Minnesota and get Anthony Edwards in here or somebody.
Mm.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think, look, the guy who bought it this was his off season, I think, wasn't it, when they did it, or during the last season when they sold it?
Off season.
Yeah, they are going to. If I was them, I'd clean house.
I think they are.
I would clean house.
I think they are, and I
think that's what they're going to do too.
Mm-hmm.
I think they've written this year off. I think they know they're looking, like you said. The Houston game and the Detroit game. For me, it warmed my heart. Because I can't stand them. So for me, I was like, "Oh, okay, good." No, hey, bro, look, when you see people getting what they deserve, I'm all for it. Look, I'm. This is what you wanted.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like black MAGA people, I'm happy you having the day you voted for. I'm happy for you. I'm here for it. I ain't gonna sit back and like, "Oh, ain't that a shame?" No. Anybody who ever played basketball and ever said that a Joker who was number 4 on his team and his team was sorry as fuck, excuse my language, in the Pac-10 is a second round draft pick, getting a guaranteed contract. You can kiss my ass. Yeah, you.
I like it, man.
I'm just being real about it.
Nah, for real. Nah, you're right.
I'm here for it, bro. Look, I'm here. I hope this turns into like a what do they call it? Survivor / the Bachelor.
Hey,
all that bullshit.
Hey, seeing JJ go through this. As a matter of fact,
yes.
You remember when JJ? I'm about to put something on the screen. I'm gonna share my
Get Doc, we get it. Taking over a team in the side conference. Side note, real quick. No one's going to react to Doc's audio there. We've been here 7 minutes since we showed that audio. Nobody's going to react to Doc's audio.
Do you want me to get it for you?
You don't have to repeat it.
I can repeat
I've seen the trend now. I've seen the trend for years.
What's the trend?
The trend is always making excuses. Doc, we get it. Taking over a team in the middle of the season is hard. It's hard. Traded in the middle of the season. We get it. But it's always an excuse. Throwing your team under the bus. They lose to Memphis. Oh, it's his players. Memphis was playing G League guys and two-way guys. And then you look at his quotes over the weekend. Now he wants to take credit for the James Harden trade to the Clippers working out. He wants credit for that. There's never accountability with that guy.
Well,
there's never accountability.
Well, let me say a couple of things. Number one,
conference. Side note, real quick. No one's going to react.
I didn't appreciate
No, but
that.
why did Ham get canned? Because he was the one who was holding them to playing defense. If you go back to that year, they made the year they went to where'd they go? Western Conference Final. Now again, they didn't win, but they got to the Western Conference Final. They played defense. They were doing some things. Right? Again, not a fan. I'm just saying what the facts are. But I had to give Ham. He came up rough. He came up playing defense. Whose tree was he? Is he Popovich? Who's Ham's? Like his mentor.
That's a good question.
He came up under, but he came up under some good like solid people.
Yeah, he did.
Who understand basketball.
Yeah, he
did. But the point I'm making is what like you're making right now is like, look, this is. I'm sorry. I'm happy to see all this newfangled crap that people want to come up with, talking about numbers and how math should have told you what the character of your fucking team's supposed to be. You know what you said? Oh, we math. I believe. Okay. Well, I guess we're doing the Nerd Olympics then. I guess so. I guess you don't have to actually move your feet. Yeah, because I guess math is gonna tell you that Luka can't slide his freaking feet with his fat ass.
Yeah.
Got no instincts for it.
Yeah. Hey, but look,
you see,
I'm glad you called in to cook, man. I'm gonna get one or two more callers in, man.
Oh, absolutely. Y'all have a great. Hey, y'all hit that like button, y'all, and Happy New Year, everybody out there.
All for sure, man. Thank you, Jeff.
You got it, man. Bye.
All right, let's get another call in, man. Hey, he talked about Luka sliding his feet, man. Let's see.
When these two teams met back on December 1st, Allen with an opening. Flies inside.
Minutes to get some confidence. That's going to help him right there, Bowler.
He's got Sadiq Bey if he wants to shoot it. Yes. Can't get yourself because it was Luka.
Never been a big point guy. Underneath. Phoenix looking to finish this quarter strong, and that'll help down the floor.
Do that.
Christie goes midi.
Bit of turnovers in this game. 12 and 11, both sides.
DeAndre, who evidently is a little chat.
Minutes in that first half. Find some room. This is such a smooth looking.
Late in the clock. It's around Doncic, the floater ahead of the horn.
Oh, what a pass. Backdoor, good looks.
Has been no turnovers to start this third quarter. Golden State was ignited as Randall gets the easy look.
George, we're going to one-on-one little on big. They're going to go baseline, drive away and throw it down.
For the Lakers already, Isaiah Joe gets inside. Finds Caruso, nobody near him, so he shoots and scores.
Washington, short hook won't go. Battle, tipped up and in. That may have been friendly fire.
37 in this game back in November.
Holy Sander so far this year. Kawhi kicks it back out. It's done beyond the arc. Yep, got this.
Then all of a sudden he sees Chet Holmgren slipping in and gets it over to Rui.
Wallace Doncic got him bottled up in the corner. Down he goes. Wiggins says, I'll take it.
Brings it down to Sensabaugh. Up the wing three. Got it.
By Iguodala.
Done. Links a pass to O'Neal from the corner.
Continual effort. He's seen it through the years. On the feet and finish. With one to beat the buzzer. Got it.
An opportunity for Harden. Sees a double team. Leonard running out of time. It's a deep three. It's good. It'll be Herb. Wing three. Got it.
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful pass. And Hartenstein cut off Brooks. Successful in doing so. Allen on the drive. Drops it off inside.
That's too much, man. I got a call on the line. What's up? Who's on the phone?
Hey, Emil, how's it going? My name is Sean. I'm also from Texas. I'm from Houston. Yeah, I'm sitting up here looking at this video, man. I'm in my 40s too. I'll be 44 this year. I'm at 82, and I'm used to seeing real defense. You know what I'm saying? The era that we grew up in, we saw your best player. You know what I'm saying? Whether it was Jordan, Akeem, they at least, if they didn't play excellent defense, they at least hustled. Even when you think about the Lakers back in the 80s, Magic might not have been the greatest defender, but he would at least hustle. and try on defense.
Correct.
And same thing with Larry Bird. He might have been slow, but he was definitely an underrated defender. He even had a couple of all defensive, I want to say either first or second teams. So when I look at the Lakers and you got your three best players and they basically just playing Olay defense, man, that's a bad signal to send to that team. And we all know, just like you said earlier, we all know JJ Redick has LeBron to thank. So why would he even think that he would even have a voice to even try to get LeBron and Luka and Austin Reeves and those guys to even play defense? If he even mentioned it, they'll even go back to his playing career. We know JJ didn't play no defense on any of the teams that he played on, whether it was Orlando, the Clippers, or wherever. He didn't play defense.
Well, hold on. I defend JJ a little bit because I remember when JJ came out of Duke, and you know he was a shooter and 3-point shooter and all that stuff. When JJ got to Orlando, he couldn't. I mean, I never looked this up, but I remember watching it in real time. He could not hit a three to save his life. I don't think he was strong enough. You know, JJ, he gets a lot of air under his legs when he shoot. He jumps pretty high to shoot. I don't think his legs or something wasn't strong enough because his shot was completely off, and he got stuck on the bench in Orlando. And when he finally started to get playing time, he got on the floor because he was hustling his tail off on defense. That's how he got on the floor. And then I want to say maybe by year 2, his shot, you know, he was strong enough and his shot was back. But I think his whole rookie season, he was horrible. I'm gonna look it up while you talking. Go ahead and finish talking. I'm gonna look it up and see what his percentage was his rookie season. But go ahead.
Yeah, but to your point, think about who the coach was over there in Orlando. It was Stan Van Gundy.
Mm-hmm.
So he wasn't gonna get on the floor if he didn't at least hustle on defense.
Correct. Of course. But but here's the thing though. People try to give the excuse to Luka that, you know, he's just not athletic and agile, so he just can't defend. He's trying. No, he's not trying, and he's lazy because even though he lost weight, you know, the weight he lost was probably water weight and beer weight and all that stuff, man. All he did was probably do some cardio to lose that and probably took some Ozempic. I'm not going to give him no credit till I see his body looks like Dan Marley when he was in Phoenix. Dan Marley was same type of size. I mean, he was a couple of inches shorter. He was 6'6", but he was a big guy, 220. You know, he got a body type of Luka. But if you Google Dan Marley, what he looked like in Phoenix, that was hard work. Even Charles Barkley, little fat tubby tail, got in shape in Phoenix. Them boys look outstanding in Phoenix. That was Charles Barkley MVP season. Dan Marley looked good. KJ was, I mean, the only person that was fat was Oliver Miller, but he didn't get on the floor, right? You can't get on the floor after safety and not playing no defense. Dan Marley guarded Jordan sometimes. That's how much hustle he was doing on the defensive end. So I don't want to hear no excuse that he's a white guy and he's slow footed and stuff like that. There's a lot of slow footed people who put the effort in. Paul Pierce put the effort in too, right? Come to the training camp completely cut up and shredded, and then I believe you.
Even going to the point about Barkley, it really, when you look at the Olympics, that's when he started really not in shape then because they had to prepare for that Olympics.
Correct. 100% correct. I'm pulling up JJ Redick.
Really no excuse.
Well, JJ Redick make me out of the liar, so maybe he turned it around during that season. He shot 38% his rookie season.
But he did start out slow that rookie season.
Yeah, he did. He couldn't I couldn't figure out. So maybe he turned it around before year 2. He turned it around mid-season. But I couldn't figure out. I was like, dang, JJ Redick can't hit nothing, dog. You know, man, he couldn't hit nothing.
He couldn't hit the backside of his bone in the first couple months, but I think he ended on a bit of a hot streak. I think probably toward the end he was shooting well over 40%, which got that 3-point percentage closer to what he shot at Duke, which was 38% that he ended with that rookie season.
Yeah. But that's crazy. But yeah, I appreciate you, brother. Thanks for the call. I'm gonna get one more call in, and I'm gonna move to the next time. No problem.
Keep up the good work, bro.
No, thank you. All right, let's get one more call in, y'all. And then we'll move. We got to talk about the Denver Nuggets, y'all. Oliver Miller was pretty good. I agree. Caller from Cali, what's up?
What up, man?
What's
My name
good?
is Masai.
What's good, bro?
The Bay Area, San Francisco, man. What
All
I
right.
would have to say is I blame Luka. The reason why I blame Luka, because last year we were the second seed in the West, right? Everything was working. Luka averaged 25, LeBron averaged 24, Reeves averaged 20. Now this year, Luka signed that big old deal, meaning that he's in control now, right?
Yep.
So they start off cool. LeBron was hurt. They was rolling. Once he come back, they demoted him to a third string facilitator. So this is new waters for LeBron. He's like, hold on, I'm the third option facilitator now. So basically, they want Luka to score the ball, first option. Reed second. Luka, you don't play defense. LeBron, we want you to facilitate, pick and roll. DeAndre, I said DeAndre Jordan. DeAndre Ayton, get him rolling. We want you to give Rui shots and play defense. LeBron, like, hold on, what's going on, man? What is this? So now the team is broken from inside out, meaning that the owners now done told JJ Redick, we know he's leaving, so this is it for him. So now they trying to tell Bron, we want you to play defense. But Luka, he don't even try on defense, bro. He don't even move his feet. I watch every game. I watch this dude. He's done got back to being fat Luka now. He was skinny, but he's fat. He's starting off again. Started off cool, but he's back to his natural weight. But not only that, Luka can't get past my grandma, and she's dead. He can't get past nobody, bro. His first step is garbage. He's taking all these step back, fadeaway threes. But not only that, I was a Luka fan, but now I'm watching him. He's shooting, 45% from the field? So it's like, Bron, like, hold on. I'm the top 2 greatest ever. Great. And y'all telling me I'm 41? You want me to facilitate and play defense? This is what I'm here for now? This is what's going on? LeBron, like, you know what? I'll play this season. This is what you want. You're going to get it. But don't think I'm going to be out here just to die playing defense next to Luka. Luka is horrible, bro. I watch this man. It's
he's
like
bad.
He's dead out there. Let's say that.
Yeah.
He ain't even bad. He's dead out there, bro. He don't want to play defense. No way. Which how? Draw it up. He's not doing it, man. And it's like, I feel bad for the team because I think the Lakers had a chance because last year they ran into Minnesota and they didn't have no center. JJ Redick, he benched Jackson as a center, so he didn't even play. So now you got Brian and Rui, 6'8" guys playing Rudy Gobert in them. They playing 7-footers, so that threw off everything.
And I
So
think,
now-
I think they want. I think that's what they're preaching in their film room. They're preaching that, hey, we all have to play defense so well that it hides Luka. Right? I think they're preaching defense to everyone except Luka, and it's okay for Luka not to defend. And then LeBron is having a pity party and saying, well, if Luka not defending, I'm not defending. And if I can't do what I want to do on offense, I'm not defending either. So you got 2 guys refuse not to defend.
Yeah.
And then everyone else is sitting back like, okay, so you can't get the 2 leaders to defend, but you want us 3 to defend 5 people. And everybody is rage quitting.
And it's like, and then it's like, you go get DeAndre, you go get Aiden, and it's like, Aiden, here.
Did I lose you? Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Go ahead.
Okay.
You said
yeah,
the last thing I heard you say they go get Aiden.
They went to go get Aiden, and he started off playing good well, but Luka want to shoot the goddamn ball every time. This is my thing, right? We know Luka and Reeves is going to take 30 shots a game, right? At least let Bron get going first. Get him going. Get his blood going. Let him feel the rock, and then Luka and Reeves can do their thing. But it's like now Luka is freezing everybody out. Aiden was playing defense at the beginning of the season, but now Luka has got so comfortable with that ball, is like he done forgot about everybody. Luka never run plays to get other people involved. He only pass when he gets triple teamed. If Luka's not getting triple teamed, he's not gonna pass the ball. That's the only time he passed the ball. I never see him with the rock, go down court, run and play for other people. He's all about himself, man. He's all about himself.
I believe
That's
it.
just, and now it's trickling down to the whole team, and it's like nobody care. And then JJ, once you call out Luka, you got to at least tell him, look, Luka, you got to try, brother. You got to try. We just want to see you try. That's it. Not just letting cats run past you and you don't do nothing. And then this is what he do. Once they beat him and get by him, they get a layup or a dunk. He calls for the ball. He'll push down court 6 seconds and shoot a fadeaway three.
Correct.
It's like a turnover. This is what he do time and time again. I'll be like, hold on, Luka. You're going to let him fly by you. 2 points, and then call for the rock and shoot a 30-foot step back three-pointer. This is what we doing now. This is what he do, man. So basically, Luka defense is his offense. Once Luka gets beat, he will want it fast and then try to get his
get his lick back. Get his lick back. And you know that sounds exactly like Jokic, man. Jokic do the same thing. Give up a layup or a dunk, and then he just throws the ball to whoever taking it out of bounds and try to get it back real fast and run up court and do something fat in the air and get a foul and some crazy stuff like that. And they both the same player, man. They both the same.
And not
player.
only that, Luka's averaging like 14 threes a game. Who's doing that? You a guard, bro.
Him and Steph.
What? No. Steph is different though. He's kind of pin down.
He's still. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's all step back.
Step back.
Yeah.
I'm like, who does this? 14 a game.
So look,
LeBron.
So look, right now he's averaging 11 threes a game. He puts up 11 threes right now. He's only shooting at 30% this year, 32%.
That's garbage.
So out of the 11, you only hitting 3. Right, so that's a long rebound for 7 of them. Now you already average 5 turnovers a game. So those 5 turnovers, points off turnovers. Let's say they score off of 3 of those turnovers. Right, that's 6 points. Right, that's 6 points that you down because of your turnovers. And then those long threes you're taking, you missing 7 of them. Let's say they score off of 3 of those. That's another 6 points. You already your point guard is already giving away 12 points off of his shot turnovers and his live ball turnovers, right?
Man,
at the very least, you giving up 12. You 12 points down already, and then like this is the math ain't mathing, dog. The math is not mathing, man. But I appreciate the call, man. You absolutely cooked, man. I want to move on to the next topic, man. Thanks for the call, bro.
Appreciate you, brother.
No problem. I had a super chat come in. Let me get to it. Strong struggle, man. Y'all be killing me with these names, man. Salute to the show. Thanks for the $5 super chat. So, salute to your show. You could get paid to shoot the 3, not scoot on D. Yeah. I ain't mad at that, dog. I like it, man. It is what it is, though. Right. So, but from one bad defender to another one. Let's talk about the Denver Nuggets and Nikola Jokic, he just got injured. So I look, I'm not going to go in for a very long time on a player that's, I don't want to kick a player while he's down, man. He suffered a knee injury, so he's going to be out. They think between 4 to 6 weeks on a hybrid extension. They're going to reevaluate him in 4 weeks. So it's possible that he could be 4 weeks or he could be closer to 6 weeks. And there's a lot of implication with that because he can only miss 17 games before you're not eligible for any season awards. MVP, first, second team, third team All NBA, scoring title, rebounding champ, assist title. Like, he won't be eligible for none of those prestigious awards. So that's one topic that we go discuss in depth on Friday with the full panel. But for now, I just want to discuss Denver and how I expect them to play, or how it's going to be possible for them to keep their head above water while Nikola is out, if it's possible at all, right? Because they got 4 starters out, so it's just Jamal Murray. He's the lone starter that's left. They got to hold the fort down. So it's going to be a tall task. This is the head coach in his first full season, so he's still a young, inexperienced coach. They got their work cut out for them. They lost their best player. They lost their best defender, Aaron Gordon. No Christian Braun, another good defender, and Cam Johnson, who was their shooter. All are gone, right? So I want to approach it from here because, we already got a small sample size. They won their first game without Nikola Jokic last night. They got a 3-point win against the Toronto Raptors, who is a good team. I think they're number 3 in the East, and so far it looks like Ingram might be an all-star. He's getting a lot of fan vote. We'll see how the media and the coaches feel about it once they get their ballots in. But right now he's getting fan vote. So it looks good. They might have an all-star. It could be Scotty Barnes. Who knows? You're the number 3 team in the East. You got a decent record. It's rightfully so that, someone it's an all-star on that team, right? So they're a decent team. So they beat a good team. They beat Toronto by 3. And if you start to look at how the game transpired, I will say this. I didn't see them play a lot of zone. They play a lot of zone when Jokic is on the floor, though. Right? So that's one disparity. People always want to know if Jokic is the primary facilitator and the distribution for their team, how they're going to score without Jokic passing the ball. And I've always told people, you don't need a person to pass you the ball for you to score. Like, you don't, right? Assist is an indication that your team is sharing the ball and that your team is playing the right way. So team assists are very important. But if I have a player that averages 10 assists, like a Steve Nash or a John Stockton or Nikola Jokic, don't think for a second that team can't survive without that person. Like, some people just look at a guy who averages 10 assists or 12 assists and say, oh, the team he's playing with can't get a shot by themselves. Like, they just automatically think they can't get a shot. As a matter of fact, I did a video trying to explain this a year ago. And I'm going to put this comment on screen. If you see circled in the red, this guy told me Michael Porter Jr. cannot create his own shot. If he is the focal point of a defense, he can't do jack. And then you see in the highlight, my response is everyone that played as a role player for Jokic, Harden, Westbrook, or Luka have been unfairly or falsely labeled as can't create their own shot. You're not watching enough basketball if you're fooled by that example or fooled by that. And I said example, Jalen Brunson. And the reason why I said example, Jalen Brunson is because when Jalen Brunson was with the Mavs and he was playing with Luka, Luka plays that style where he's getting all the assists for his team. And when you do that to the novice or to the naked eye, you look at that and you automatically assume that Jalen Brunson or the Dallas Mavericks are asking Luka to do that because they know that no one else on the floor can get their own shot and Luka has to spoon feed them their shots. This is why Nash got 2 MVPs in Phoenix, because the narrative, when you woke up and you watched Sports Center and you watched all of these experts and these talking heads talk about who should be heading or in the lead for the MVP race, they always said, well, Chauncey Billups has this great team around him. This sounds familiar because this is what they're saying about SGA. Detroit Lions Pistons had a great defense around them. Tayshaun was a great defender. Ben Wallace, a great defender. Rasheed, great defender. Billups, good defender. I would say great defender. Rip Hamilton, okay defender. I would say average defender. But the whole starting five sounds very familiar to SGA. And I would hear these people on ESPN say you can't give Billups the MVP because he has so much help around him and he got this elite squad because they played defense. I think the only person that was real like elite on offense was Rasheed. He was the only elite player. So they would like super inflate how good the team was around Chauncey Billups with Detroit and say that disqualified him from the MVP race. And then they would do the opposite for Steve Nash and say his team is so trash. None of them can get a shot without Steve Nash because Steve Nash was averaging about 12. So they was like, man, Steve Nash does everything. Those guys don't have to do nothing but just wait for the ball to fall in their hand. And he had a team with Amari Stoudemire, who got MVP votes that year and led the team in scoring. I think he was averaging 25. Had Amari Stoudemire. Then he had Joe Johnson. Joe Johnson left Phoenix and went to Atlanta and immediately turned into an all-star as a number one and led them to plenty of playoff appearances and the best record in the league one year. So he had Joe Johnson on his squad that was like I think that was his number 3 option because Amari was the number 1 option. Sean Marion was the number 2 option. Sean Marion also got MVP votes that year. So Nash won the MVP while being on a team with 2 players who got MVP votes who averaged more points than him. Marion probably averaged about 16, 17 and was a phenomenal player. And Amari Stoudemire averaged about 25 and was a phenomenal player. And then you had Joe Johnson as your number 3 option as a scorer. I wouldn't even say number 3 because Nash was scoring as well. He was scoring about 14 a game. So I think Joe Johnson was the number 4 option. And not only that, you had Quentin Richardson, who led the league in 3-point shooting that year. And then off the bench, you had Barbosa. The team was stacked. But in real time, they told us that none of those players could get a shot without Steve Nash. And then we see Joe Johnson leave and do just that. And then we see Stoudemire leave and do just that. None of those guys, after they left Steve Nash, had any problem getting no shots. We see Sean Marion leave and do just that. None of those guys had a problem getting shots before Steve Nash in college or wherever they came from, Stoudemire High School. Like, these are studs. These dudes can hoop. Nobody had an issue. But the narrative on TV was Steve Nash don't have the help that Chauncey Billups have, and Steve Nash is making everybody better, but Chauncey Billups got a all-star team that gives him help, so that disqualifies him. That's the narrative they're trying to push for SGA and Jokic. They're trying to say that Jokic don't have no help. And it's the same situation. He getting a lot of assists, so they just assume that nobody else can get their own shot. But listen, Jamal Murray. Let me talk to y'all. Jamal Murray went to Kentucky. Don't know scrubs go to Kentucky, number 1. Right? He went to Kentucky and ended up being, what was he, the number 7 pick in the draft? That's early in the lottery. So you getting a stud. He can hoop. We can look at him, tell me he can score. You know, he's a 25 point per game scorer this year. And he's going to be an all-star this year. The reason why he didn't make all-star the years before is a lot of times he got injured and didn't play enough games to get the votes. And the rest of the time, you in the West, They got Steph Curry. This is before they changed it to where it's positionless. So you start thinking about the point guards is getting taken. You got Steph Curry in the West. You got Dame Lillard in the West. You got Westbrook in the West. So all because Jamal Murray wasn't better than Westbrook, Dame, and Steph, the Jokic fans would tell you that he's not an all-star and he's not, and Jokic don't have no help. So that means he should get MVP. So you got a number 7 draft pick. What was he? Number 7? He was picked number 7 in the lottery out of Kentucky and didn't do 4 years. I think he was one and done. You got to be good to be one and done coming out of Kentucky and then get picked number 7. You got to be good. So he don't have no scrub with him, but they're telling everybody that he plays with is a scrub and that they can't get a shot without. You just seen the guy say that Michael Porter Jr. can't get his own shot without Jokic. The same Michael Porter Jr. that was the number 1 prospect coming out of high school, and he played on the same team with Trae Young. He was the number 1 prospect coming out of high school. Nobody better in the nation. Goes to Missouri. I don't even think he played one game. If he did play one game, he left midway through the game. Got hurt his back, had back surgery. We didn't even see him play after the back surgery. And he was so good from what he looked like in high school with no film at Missouri in college. And after back surgery, and we don't even know how he go end up after back surgery. He was so good that he still went in the lottery. He was taking number 14. Still winning the lottery. So we knew what Michael Porter Jr. was. The only question was is that back surgery good? Because he done had 2 more since then to correct some stuff. So it's something you got to work with. But that's how good Michael Porter Jr. is. If you watch basketball and understand what you're watching, you would know he's a stud. But since he got to play the role that Joe Johnson played with Phoenix, all you can do is shoot threes. Like, we didn't know how, like, Phoenix didn't showcase how good Joe Johnson was with the ball in his hand or in the post. All Joe Johnson did was shoot threes. He was so good as a player that if you want me to be a 3-point shooter, I do it. I'm not Ray Allen, but I do it. And I'm gonna be damn good at it. And then you go to Atlanta and just become a superstar as soon as you get there. The luxury of Steve Nash to have that as a number 4 option is insane. And the luxury of Nikola Jokic to have Michael Porter Jr. as a number 4 option. There's Jokic number 1, there's Murray number 2, there's Gordon number 3. Michael Porter Jr. was the number 4 option, and all he did was catch and shoot threes. He was that good that he was able to get 18 points a game off catch and shoot threes. No post-ups, no fades, curl actions, no ISO ball, none of that. Just catch and shoot, space the floor, corner board, catch and shoot. And look, people were so fooled that even Kenyon Martin and people on Gil's Arena was saying trade him for Zach LaVine when Denver was struggling last year. Trade Michael Porter Jr. He don't do nothing. He not that good. Trade him for Zach LaVine or trade him for Cam Johnson. These were suggestions early last year. He was the odd man out. He's not good. And look what he's doing. 25 points a game with the Brooklyn Nets. They started out slow. This is his first year being the number 1. But in the month of December, they've been very hot. Very hot. So you had a guy that was capable of 25 points a game sitting as your number 4 option. Very similar to Steve Nash and the Phoenix Suns in the same narrative. Nobody can get their own shot without Steve Nash or Jokic. Let's give him the MVP for that. It's false narratives. So the number 4 option was Michael Porter Jr. He's averaging 25 and about to be an all-star this year. His first year, he's getting fan votes. Everybody's giving notoriety. Even Tim Legler was talking about him.
I really believe in just like conversations that I'm having. I think the guy's completely changed, like his trade status.
I think
in terms of attractability to teams. attractiveness. Like this guy now is like, because I think people thought, okay, kind of knew what Michael Porter was. The fact that he can do this offensively, I mean, even though it's a team that's not winning a lot of games, I do think now there's probably more teams that would look at him that are sort of those middle of the road playoff teams and go, man, that would be nice to add that kind of scoring punch. The question always gets back to what he willing to give up for him.
So even Tim Legler is shocked. Like the fact that he can do this offensively is what? You didn't know he could do that? I knew he could do that. I had been telling people all along. I had a guy call my show to talk about Kyrie Irving not being a superstar, and then somehow we got on the topic of Michael Porter Jr. because I've always been adamant about how good he is and how it's a lie that Jokic don't have no help. It's just the role that they have to play is, look, man, you have to get fed by Jokic. That's their offense. Jokic has to feed you. You can't go get it yourself. And people that don't know no better think that means they can't go get it themselves. No, they can. They got the ability to, but they can't because the offense don't allow them to. The offense don't allow them to go get it themselves. So I'm talking to this cat, and he laughing at me because I said Michael Porter Jr., this is before the season started. I said Michael Porter Jr. he's really got an opportunity to do some stuff in Brooklyn, and I think he can do it. That's the beauty. That's the beauty in a guy being able to prove it. Because who thought James Harden was a superstar at OKC when he was a six man? I didn't. But
nobody should. Yeah.
But he went to Houston and proved it, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. But
right. So
yeah,
you got to get an opportunity to prove it. I mean, some people think Brunson is a superstar, but who thought he was when he was in Dallas? You got to get proof. Michael Porter Jr., he's got a lot of talent. He's got an opportunity in Brooklyn to prove something. Can we be looking at somebody moving into that superstar range? It's possible.
Oh man, you crack me up about Michael Porter Jr. You really do, man. Like, he's a cool player, man, but I think you hold him to a higher standard. The man had back surgeries, early in his career, so like I don't expect him to be an all-star or a great defender. But
he said, I don't expect him to be an all-star. Guess what? He's about to be an all-star. His first year averaging 25 points a game. So as your number 4 option, Nikola Jokic had a guy who was capable of being a number 1. It would have been hands down capable of being a number 1 if he didn't have back surgery. But with back surgery, he can still be a number 1, but a successful number 1, I don't know. That's yet to be seen. Like, this is his first year being a number 1. Who knows if they bring him a legit number 2 and build around him is if he's able to be successful next year. But one thing I can say is he's not a number 4 or number 3. He's easily a number 2. If you look at all the number 2s that's on playoff teams, you can even go to OKC and look at Jalen Williams. Is Jalen Williams that much better than Michael Porter Jr.? I think not. I think it's probably even. And if Michael Porter Jr. didn't have an injury history, I would take Michael Porter Jr. over Jalen Williams. Even though Jalen Williams brings you better defense. So it's a toss-up. It depends on what type of team I'm trying to build. But I really like Michael Porter Jr. He's like that, right? His potential to be a superstar might not be reached with his injuries, but the talent is there, right? So I say that to say this. This kid couldn't see it. I don't see him being an all-star. He laughed at me. And I've been telling people for years, like, y'all really don't know what this dude is about. So the number 4 option looks like he can't even get his own shot, and people don't think he can get his own shot. But that's what he had. He had a 25 point per game score as his number 4 option. He averaged 18 as a number 4 option, dog. 25 wasn't gonna be hard for him as a number 1. All right, so that's the 4th option. Then he got Aaron Gordon. Aaron Gordon has to guard the best player if they play the 2, the 3, or the 4. And on top of that, he gotta bring you about 16 to 17 points a game. I think he averaged 17 last year. So you got your number 3 option averaging 17. And then he's the best defender, and he has to guard. I mean, he can't even get an all defensive team vote. It's almost like the voters want to go with the narrative that Jokic don't have no help, that they can't even bring themselves to vote a great defender like Aaron Gordon to a defensive team or all-star team, or even vote Jamal Murray to an all-star team. Aaron Gordon scored 50 points the first game of the season this year. Hit like 9 threes. He was shooting a career high in three. Like, this dude is turned himself into a three-point shooter the same way Kevin Love and Chris Bosh had to do when they played with LeBron. They had to reinvent themselves into a three-point shooter. It is as a slasher who post up and dribbles to the hole and get dunks and stuff like that. Created himself into a three-point shooter because that's the offense that they want to run with Jokic, four people around the three-point line. On top of guarding the best player every night, and you got to provide 17 points. But he can't get a vote for an all-star or defensive team. No credit at all. Because people want the narrative that Jokic is out there doing it by himself. But this is Aaron Gordon is your number 3. Michael Porter is your number 4. It's a stacked team, low key. Then you got Jamal Murray, who also scored 50 points this year. So you got Aaron Gordon, who's capable of scoring 50 and been the best defender on the team. And then your number 2 is Jamal Murray, who's capable of scoring 50, who's going to make All-Star this year. So Michael Porter's going to make it and Jamal's going to make it. So you really had 2 All-Stars with you the whole time, plus Aaron Gordon, the best defender on the squad and one of the probably the 10 or 15 best defenders in the league on your squad. You had that. You've always had help. Aaron Gordon coming out of high school, was heavily recruited, the number 1 power forward, number 1 player at his position, and the number 4 player in the entire nation, and was one and done in Arizona. Like, these aren't scrubs, and he got drafted number 4 overall. So Jamal Murray got drafted number 7. Michael Porter got drafted number 14. Aaron Gordon got drafted number 4. Michael Porter was number 1 coming out of high school. Aaron Gordon was number 4 coming out of high school. Jamal Murray came out of Canada, went to Kentucky. I don't know what his rank was in high school. They probably didn't know about him in Canada. But Calipari knew about him. Bring your butt to Kentucky. And on the team, I think Jamal Murray played with Devin Booker. Devin Booker couldn't even start because of Jamal Murray. Like, this is crazy when they try to tell you that these dudes ain't good, and they sitting here averaging 25 points a game. Like, they're averaging 25 a game, and they're telling you that they're not good because they ain't made an All-Star yet. Well, why the hell somebody averaging 25 that's that good ain't made All-Star yet? Ain't that suspicious? Bruh, ain't that suspicious? Can't make All-Star. Like, this dude had studs the whole time. This dude played so many years with Michael Porter, Aaron Gordon, and Jamal Murray, and we let them lie and tell us that they didn't have no help or Jokic didn't have no help. That's insane. They don't even have to play the way that they played that make Jokic get 10 to 12 assists a game. They don't even have to play like that. Hey, let's design an offense where one guy gets the assist. All of them. Well, even though they won last night, they didn't get a lot of team assists, so they got to figure something out. But they only got about 17 assists. I think a good team should be able to get between 25 and 30, right? So they got to figure it out. Murray is a number 1 option now. So he has to figure out now. He was the second highest guy in assists behind Jokic. I think Jokic is averaging around 11. Murray is averaging around 7. But he's providing 25 points. But now he has to be the number 1 option, which means defenses are going to be guarding him different now. And every number 1 needs a legit number 2 to take some pressure off of them and help score. Last night it was Watson for Jamal Murray. Watson was able to get about 25, 26 points. Jamal got 21. He didn't get his average of 7 assists. I think he ended up with 5 or 6, right? So he's distributing as best he can and scoring points as well as a number 1. I'm not mad at how he performed, right? But the team has to figure out how to generate more easy buckets and more assists, because 17 assists is just not enough for a team, right? I want to see 25. I want to see 25 assists. I really want to see 30, but 25 I'll settle for. So that coach has some work to do, and Jamal Murray has some work to do to figure out how we can do that. But this is what I did see for them to be able to pull out a win against a playoff team like that. This is what I did see. They didn't play zone. Valanciunas protected the rim. He got 3 blocks, and he deterred a bunch of. So it wasn't a free fall in the paint. Let's just go out here and score. It wasn't that. It wasn't a free fall. I've seen games where Jokic have 1 steal, 1 block, one foul, but when you watch the film, he gave up about 10 to 12 dunks and layups. There's no way in the world where I want a center standing in the paint, giving up layup after layup, and he ended the game with 1 foul. You got 4 more fouls you could have gave before you fouled out. That would have stopped 8 points, possibly. You put him to the line, make him earn it. That stops some points. You can't just concede once they get in the paint, be like, oh well, I can't foul because I'm Jokic and I'm so important to the offense that I can't get in foul trouble. I can't have my leader thinking like that. I cannot have my leader saying I'm giving up dunks and layups because I can't personally foul because I'm too important to the offense. So, like, that's insane to me. I gave someone an example of a soccer goalie. And this is why I hate when people say basketball is positionless. It's not, because position tells you where you're supposed to be at and what you're supposed to protect on defense, and where you're supposed to be at on offense and what you're responsible for on offense. So if you play goalie in soccer, I know exactly where you're supposed to be at, near the net. If you play forward in soccer, I know exactly where you're supposed to be at, up front. If you play mid, I know exactly what. So the positions tell you where that's the definition of position. Position is where you're at relative to something. I'm going to put you in position. Position, what's your position at work? Where you rank it? Like, position is, it means where are you at? Where's your place at? Right? Position means something. You can't say it's positionless and then have someone stand in the well, as soon as I say, like, if I draw up a play and say, hey, this is what a 2-3 zone looks like, and I just draw 5 X's, 2 X's by the elbows, an X on the block, an X on the opposite block, and an X in the paint in the middle of the net. I ain't even got to tell you what those positions are. You can point to it and say, that's a forward, that's a center, and these are the 2 guards. So there's no such thing as positionless basketball. We keep letting these little terminologies creep in from these freaking nerds, and it's messing our game up, and it's teaching kids after us that, it's just changing everything. There's no such thing as positionless basketball. Everyone plays a position on the floor relative to the rim. So if you play center, you're supposed to be near the rim, because centers usually are the tallest and biggest player on the court. And we need guys like that to block shots at the rim, protect the paint, protect the rim. So if you play center, Jokic, your expectation is you should be getting blocks or deterring people from coming in and getting dunks and layups, not inviting them in. When we see Jokic in the paint, that's our opportunity to go get a dunk or a layup, because we know he's not going to contest it, jump, hard foul, or none of that. He's going to let you get it. It's street poontang. Anybody can get it. So when you play center, you protect the net. When you play goalie, you protect the net. So here's my example of soccer and basketball. If you play goalie, I know you're supposed to be in the net. How would you like it? Because this is what they say for Jokic. They say Jokic does play defense. He averages 1.8 steals. That's defense. No, you play center. You're supposed to protect the net. I don't give a fuck about your steals. The fact that you're getting them steals is probably telling me you out of position anyway, because you're supposed to be protecting the net. And I got 2 eyes. I'm watching the game and I'm seeing you give up these layups. So if you take it to the goalie in soccer, and They come down on some type of some type of fast break, and the guy with the ball crosses it all the way to the next guy that's supposed to kick it, and the goalie comes all the way out of the net to steal that ball. He may get it or he may not get it, but if he gets it, it might be a good steal or good play. If he don't get it, the net is wide open. There's no goalie now, open net. So imagine if you have a goalie that gives up the most goals in the league, but when he takes those chances to get those steals, he's getting a good amount of steals. And when someone tells you that that's a bad goalie because he gives up the most goals, imagine somebody telling you, but look at the steals he get. That's what they're doing with Jokic. Jokic, they got to play zone because he's such a bad defender. And in that zone, sometimes they get a lot of pokes at the ball. And Jokic ain't guarding nobody. He just guarding a area, just playing a zone in the middle. And when those pokes come out, sometimes it just pops right in Jokic's hand. It's not like he's picking somebody up full court like Gary Payton and stripping them. It's not like he's switching on defense on screens at the perimeter and sitting down in the chair against a guard and they try to go by him and he picking their pocket. Those are not the steals Jokic is getting. The steals Jokic is getting is his teammates popping the ball out in a zone they play. Somebody try to blow by, they popping the ball out of the back and it's going straight to Jokic's hand. That's one of the steals he get. And then the other steal he get is, I'm not going to jump and block your shot, but he swipes at everything if he gets close to it, right? He swipe at it. Sometimes he get it. But what he's never doing is protecting the net. Like a goalie coming all the way out of the net trying to get a steal. And he's going to tell you that those steals that he get mean that he's a good goalie, but he giving up so many goals. Jokic gives up so many points at the paint, at the rim, at the net, that is obviously a bad defender because you're a center and you're supposed to be protecting the rim and protecting the net and protecting the paint. Don't trade your block shots and your net protection for steals and say, hey, but I'm getting these steals. That's like if I'm a man and I'm supposed to be working and bringing home the bacon so my family can, have clothes, shelter, and food, but I don't have a job, but I tell my wife, but look what I'm doing. I'm washing dishes. Well, I don't need you to wash dishes. I got the kids for that. That's an easy job. I got the kids to wash dishes. I don't need you to wash dishes. You're supposed to have a job, sir. You can't bypass a duty that you obviously supposed to have based on your position and then offer me something else and say, well, what about this? You get what I'm saying? And what he's doing is, well, look at all these assists I'm getting. Give me the MVP because I'm getting so many assists. Well, sir, we don't even I need you to score, sir. I got a point guard for those assists. It's obviously he's capable of getting assists because he averaged 7 assists and you're taking his point guard duties away from him. Like, you're the primary distributor, but my point guard still is able to fork out 7 assists. Imagine what he would be able to do if the offense was ran and he was the point guard and you just did what you're supposed to do as a freaking center. Post up, set screens, let us go to you when we need points. Basically what Tim Duncan did with the Spurs. And we just let Jamal Murray run the offense like daggone Tony Parker did or Avery Johnson did. You can't take the point guard duty from somebody and then brag about the assists you're getting. I can get them same assists if Jokic be Jokic and Michael Porter Jr. did what he did and Aaron Gordon did what he did and Christian Braun did what he did. Jamal Murray, instead of getting 7 assists, he would have 12 and 20 points and 12 assists, and he would have been an all-star. But when you tell a 6'11", 7,900 pound center that, hey, we're gonna let you run point 90% of the time so you can get all the assists, well, then what the hell? Why do I have a point guard? Which one of y'all is the point guard? It's insanity. Right? So when you got now you don't have Michael Porter Jr. anymore, but when you had him for so many years, an all-star that was held back because of Jokic now can make all-star and average 25. And you got another all-star in Murray held back because of Jokic because he's taking the point guard duties from him. But he about to be an all-star this year because he stayed healthy and stepped this game up. And then you got Aaron Gordon, best defender on the team, a top 15 defender in the league, and a 17-point per game scorer, capable of getting 50. You had 2 50-point scorers on your team, plus Michael Porter Jr., and you had people walking around here thinking you didn't have no help. That's insane. That's insane. And he said it's a shame. Honestly, yes, it's a shame. And he said, plus Jokic see no ball pressure. Yeah, ain't nobody about it. I would love to see Pat Beverly say, man, I'm about to press this fat joker. This dude about to daggone try to bring the ball up. I'm about to press him all the way up court. He'll get that ball up real quick. You ain't no point guard. Like, these people don't play the game right, dog. And then the people around the sport don't talk about it right. How you go brag about a guy getting assists when it ain't even his job to do all that stuff, and his job really is to defend, play defense, and protect the rim. He's not doing that, and we go pretend like he's doing it because he get one steal a game. Like, we don't even care about defense no more. And now they want this dude to be a top. Well, his fans say he in the GOAT debate. Some of his fans say he is the GOAT. He's better than Jordan, all because of triple doubles. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. Which brings me to the MVP race. There's an issue going on with the MVP right about now, right? As a matter of fact, hold on. I might have something else. Hold on. No, I don't want that. Hold on. Let me see if I can. I think I had something else I wanted to show y'all. No, I'll let it ride for now. I might eat on this a little bit tomorrow with the full panel. Hold on, let me see who said that. Now there's Luka. Yeah. I'll let that ride for now. But I do wanna show you one thing. Let me share my screen. Let me get to this article. legitly be in the race. Some other names might come in there because they're not just going to this early just leave it up to 2 guys. They're still going to have 5 guys on the ladder. But quite frankly, I don't think 8. So it comes down to that. So it looked like SGA, if he can stay healthy, it looked like he's going to be a 2-time MVP, a back-to-back MVP. I don't know if we've seen a back-to-back MVP since Steph. SGA is going to be a back-to-back MVP and has an opportunity to be a back-to-back champion and finals MVP. That's big time. That's big time for this new era of NBA post Steph and LeBron and KD to be the first person to repeat and the first person to also get back-to-back MVPs. Right? So when you think about repeating with back-to-back finals MVPs, you got KD. When you think about back-to-back league MVPs, you got Steph. That's the last one. And he also has 2 back-to-back championships, but he didn't get the finals MVP back-to-back. Giannis got 1 ring in finals MVP. He never repeated. Jokic got 1 ring in finals MVP, but he never repeated. So out of all these guys, after KD, Steph, and LeBron, all these guys is that's fighting for position as the face of the league. And, you know, everybody got these graphics going out saying Nikola Jokic is like, you know, leading this in the whole decade when it's only 5 years done in the decade, is 5 years left. But they've already saying he's leading the decade in points, rebounds, assists, and steals. So whoop-de-doo, right? What really matters is finals MVPs, finals wins, you know, rings. Those matter. And we're going to have SGA possibly trying to repeat. And this dude is about to end up being a back-to-back MVP, league MVP, a back-to-back champion, and a back-to-back finals MVP. That is a lot of bragging rights. A lot of bragging rights. So as far as the MVP race is concerned, virtually is already over. And I know a lot of Jokic fans is pretty pissed off about that. But it's virtually already over. Let's get to some of these comments. They have heavy fatigue. No, they don't. Who has fatigue? It's not fatigue. It's a criteria to the MVP that some people have. And, you know, it's just different for some people. Some people think it's all about the calculator. How many numbers can I jot down and give you credit for? And it's not about that. You got a player who won 68 ball games last year. He led a team to 68 games, wins, 68. Do you know how many times Jokic has led his team to 60-plus win season? 0. Jokic has led his team to 60-plus wins 0 times. I went back to look at all the other players who was considered the best in the league and wondered, have they ever had the best record in the league? Have they ever led a 60-win team? And I look back and I seen that LeBron did it. He won 66 games with Cleveland. He led a 60-win team. He had the best record in the league before. Steph led a 70-win team, 70-plus. The same year that LeBron won 66, Kobe won 65 with the Lakers. He's won 60-plus. KD had 60-plus. I mean, who else I can think about? Shaq led a 60-plus win team. There's a lot of players that was the best in the league that has got to Shea Gilgeous-Alexander 68 wins. And he's on pace to hit 60 again back to back. So if you can't lead your team to that type of success, but someone else the same season can, well, that's already one strike against you. and a plus for the guy who did. So if Jokic really want to dominate the league, lead your team to be the best team in the league at least once. Instead, he went the stat route. And it worked. He got MVPs. He tricked a lot of voters. He got MVPs for the stat route. The stats was looking good until we seen what was real. Oh, no. Leading your team to success is more important to stat padding. So when you stat pad, you can trick a lot of people to get MVPs, but guess what? The proof is in the pudding when it's someone in that same year that just can lead their team to better results. And it leaves his fans in a frenzy because they don't know how to reconcile that. And then they start telling lies like, oh, well, the reason why he got 6-8 win because he got a super team and they're so elite. And Jokic don't have no help. Well, we just dispelled all that just 5-10 minutes ago. That's a wrap. That narrative is dead. That narrative is dead. And the blowout that was supposed to come last night against Toronto didn't come. They won that game. Let's see how else they do. This is about to be a 2-week, 3-week, show and tell, show and prove. We about to really find out if we really need a triple-double to win a game. We're going to really find out. Michael Porter Jr. have already showed you he didn't need Jokic to score. So that was a lie. So now we're about to find out if Peyton Watson and Jamal Murray need Jokic to score. So far, Jamal Murray, 21 and 5 assists and a win. And Peyton Watson, 26 points and a win. So far, it don't look like we need Jokic to score. So that's a false narrative. It was a false narrative when they said it about Steve Nash. Joe Johnson didn't need Nash to score. Neither did Q Richardson. Neither did Sean Marion. Neither did Amari Stoudemire. Neither did Leandro Bobosa. Neither did Boris Diaw. None of those guys needed Nash to score. But that was their offense. They allowed it to happen. They didn't need him to score. They could have got buckets. Don't let people fool you. Same thing with Dallas and Luka. They said Brunson needed Luka to score. That's a damn lie. We seen that. That's a lie. Like, how many times we have to prove this narrative false for a guy who has an offense designed where he's the only assist person by design that can get an assist. Anybody else who gets an assist is off script. But by design, we want one person to get an assist. And people keep believing it every time they see it and keep believing that these dudes is on his team can't score. Right? He said 60 plus wins is a weak argument. It's only a weak argument because Jokic can't do it. That's the only reason why it's a weak argument. If it was a weak argument, why can everybody do it except Jokic? Pele 1000. I'm going to open the phone lines up so you can call and tell me. No one call in except for someone who wants to explain to me why team success and wins shouldn't be something that we consider for MVP. I only want someone to call and tell me why Jokic should get MVP when it's 2 or 3 MVP candidates that's getting more wins to him as a team leader. Right? Not only did he get 68 wins last year, he led the league in scoring. Not only did he get 68 wins and lead the league in scoring, he was a top 15 defender. How did I know he was a top 15 defender? Well, they got a first and second team all defense. They don't have a third team all defense. However, all you got to do is go and Google the voting results, and you'll see 5 people for first team, 5 people for second team, and then you'll see the next 5 people that got votes, and you see that SGA got votes for first and second team, and there was 4 others that got votes. So the next 5 people, if it was a third team, because it's a first, second, and third team all NBA, but they only stop it at number at 2 teams for all defense. If you look at who all got votes, SGA was number 14 or 15. So out of the top 15 players, SGA is within that. I didn't see Jokic's name. So not only did he lead his team to 68 wins, he also led the league in scoring. And then he also was a top 15 defender. That's showing value on offense, sir. That's showing value on defense, sir. And then that's showing how both of those value attributes on both ends of the floor led to team success to the tune of 68 wins. For Jokic, he showed value on offense. He showed zero value on defense, and that led to less wins than OKC. When your best player can show value on both ends, it's going to fare out better in the team success department. It's a proven formula. Check it out. Go look at Michael Jordan. Go look at Duncan. Go look at people that play both ends of the floor. And then you go look at the people who play one end like Steve Nash, Jokic, Luka, Harden, LeBron, Westbrook. Go look at them. And when you go look at LeBron, you're going to realize in order for him to actually go and have some success in the playoffs and get to the finals and win, he needed a super team. So, unfortunately, sir, team success is going to always be part of the equation. Like when you say most valuable player, value is measured on both ends of the floor, offense and defense. You can't just measure offense and ignore defense. So simple math, since y'all like calculators and math, simple math means if I'm valuable on offense and defense and you're only valuable on offense and I won more games, case closed. That's the argument. That's the argument. Sir, I don't care what the injuries was. Did you check the injuries last year for OKC? Did you know Chet missed the first half of the season? Right? So here's another interesting stat about Jokic in Denver. The year he won MVP, I think he got back-to-back. You know, this is fascinating because this was a year that he had to play without Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray was hurt and Michael Porter Jr. was hurt. Michael Porter Jr. is their most expendable core. They didn't mind trading him and getting rid of him. And Jamal Murray is this guy that's just never making an all-star and he's just a throwaway, right? But without Michael Porter Jr. and Jamal Murray, Nikola Jokic managed to be a number 6 seed in the West and won 47 games. Under the leadership of Nikola Jokic without Jamal Murray, they won 47 ball games and was a 6 seed. That means it was not 1, but 2, 3, 4, 5 teams, not in the league, 5 teams in the West that was better than Denver. And they only won 47 games. They failed to get 50. 50 games, you doing something. He couldn't even get that. 47 games and a 6 seed. And they gave this big beluga whale the MVP for that season. Why? Because of what you just said. Well, his second best player was injured. So it's okay for him to be in the 6th seed. Let's give a 6 seed leader the MVP. Because we got perfect excuses why his team suck. Because Jamal Murray was hurt. So give him the MVP. That was his second MVP, dog. This man got the MVP because he averaged 7 assists. And that was like, oh my God, a center that averaged 7. That's almost a triple-double. Forget he's in the 6th seed. Forget he don't play defense. And forget he only won 47 games and couldn't win 50. Let's give him the MVP because of narratives like that. Did you check the injuries? But when you look at SGA, guess what? He didn't have check the first half of last season. Guess who didn't get? That's his third best player. Guess what he did this year? He didn't have Jalen Williams the first 19 games and still had the best record in the league. So you take away Jalen Williams, you take away Chet. Either way, we're going to make it happen, dog, because we lead by playing defense first and playing good offense where everyone can make a play, not just one person making a play for everyone and has the perfect excuse not to play defense because he's doing so much on offense. And he can't even foul because he's so important to the offense that he can't get in foul trouble. Yes, Jalen Williams, the one that made All-Star last year, the cornrows, his number 2, number 8. Jalen Williams missed 19 games, the first 18 games because he hurt his wrist in the playoffs and had surgery. And when he had the surgery, he was supposed to be ready for the season, but he had a complication, so he had to go back and have surgery again. So he missed the first 19 games. So that's his number 2. So did you check the injuries? The last 2 years, injuries has been in the way of OKC, and they keep pushing. It's not an excuse. Not only that he didn't have Jalen Williams for the first 19 games, Chet has already missed about 8 games. And then you look at how many games Caruso has missed. A lot of games. As a matter of fact, I'll pull it up. You said check the injuries. I'll pull it up. OKC Thunder. I hate these look. I'm telling you, man, these dudes are y'all done, man. All these narratives. Did you check the injuries? Ain't no freaking excuse, dog. You're supposed to be the best player in the league. The best player in the league had 2 50-point scores on his team last year, and 2 potential All-Stars, and a 25 and 2 25 points per game scores, and SGA Murray, all on your squad, and you ain't get that junk done. Getting to the crib. Let's pull up this OKC roster. Let me see who missed games. Did you check the injuries? But did you check to see if he's had this? If he had this is the translation. Did you check to see if he has a perfect excuse? that's basically what he was saying. All right. Shai Gilgeous, they played 34 games so far this season. The Thunder have. SGA missed 1 game. So he's played 33 out of 34. Jalen Williams have played 15 out of the 34 games. Chet Holmgren has played 29 games. Cason Wallace, he's played 33 along with SGA. He's missed 1 game. Lou Dort, he's played 25 games. Right, so he's missed 9 games. Hartenstein, he's played 24 games. Right. AJ Mitchell has played 32. He's durable. Aaron Wiggins has played 21 games. Isaiah Joe 25. Caruso 24. The other Jalen Williams 25. Kyron Williams 14 games he played. So it's a lot of guys missing a lot of games. It's a lot of guys missing a lot of games. They're rotating in and out. The only thing that's constant is so far as SGA and Cason Wallace and AJ Mitchell. That's 32 games and 33 games for the 3 of them. Everybody else, they missing games. They play 2 straight, 3 straight, and then they miss 1 for some nagging injury. So it's a lot of people missing games, big dog. Can't use that as an excuse. I don't want to hear it. And it's on top of his number 2 being gone. Right. He said, Taco Master said Nuggets took OKC to game 7 last year with a 1-arm MPJ, an injured AG, and Westbrook with a broken hand. I love to see these teams battle healthy in the playoffs. Well, I mean, you've seen it. I don't know what to tell you. You know, just because a team took you to 7 last year, don't mean you go take them to 7 again. So, I mean, who knows? They could beat them. Who knows? But I know one thing. We're talking about the MVP right now, and we're talking about the fake narrative that Nikola Jokic never had no help. I know I just put that to rest. I put that to bed. Right? So you can go to they pushed them to 7 games. So did Indiana push them to 7 games. All right. Did it ever occur to you that these players are getting injured because they ain't never defended or been defended the way OKC is putting that pressure on them? Just like when I seen CP3 when he was with Houston chasing Steph around. He ain't never had to do that for a 7-game series. Daggone hamstring fell off the bone. So when you got a player picking you up, you got a team picking you up full court and giving you all that pressure and D'ing you up and all that stuff, I can see why these dudes getting hurt. Soft tissue injuries for Aaron Gordon. All types of other injuries for all these other dudes. Dropping like fries and flies. Just dropping. That's what happened when somebody put that pressure on you. When a better team put that pressure on you. A better player put that pressure on you. Your body start reacting to it different. You get what I'm saying? That's what's going on. Right? The way Halliburton had to chase these boys around and be pressed and defended the way he was, popped his Achilles. These players ain't never seen that type of pressure like that for 7 games. That's what's going down. I can do it to you. You can't do it to me. We got a better system over here. Right? So, yeah. Good luck with that theory. I know it makes you feel good, but it's not. That ain't the flex you think it is. All right. Let's get to our last topic. I'm over my soapbox. As a matter of fact, I actually do want to hear from these Jokic fans. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all want me to open the phone lines for the Jokic fans. As a matter of fact, put a 1 in the chat if you want to call in. I do it that way. I would love to hear some of these Jokic arguments. Give me a brave soul. Oh, we ain't getting nobody. All right, we'll move on. I understand. I completely understand. Let me see what we got. Clippers took Nuggets to 7 games. Absolutely. I would say the Nuggets took the Clippers to 7 games and won. I think the Clippers was the better team. I don't know how they lost that one. I know they want that one back. All right, the last thing I want to talk about is the MVP. Not the MVP. The NBA All-Star, right? And the first votes came out. And lo and behold, LeBron James don't have enough fan vote to be voted in as a starter. And a lot of people don't like that. As a matter of fact, he barely have enough fan votes to even be on the list. He's like number 15 in fan votes on the first ballot that came back. And there's some new guys up there in the West. You know, Avia from the Blazers is on there. And I think that's dope. Chet Holmgren for the first time, he got some fan vote. And I think that's dope. You know, so but you got some of the usual suspects. Lucas is number 1. Jokic is number 2. So you got some oldies but goodies, right? But right now, LeBron don't got the votes, dog. So it's likely that LeBron won't be an all-star starter. But can they save the day by the coaches and the media voting him in as an all-star reserve? And will there be some kind soul like Vince Carter that'll step aside like he did for Michael Jordan and say, Michael Jordan, you the GOAT, you should start. In which Michael Jordan told him, no, the fans voted and they wanted to see you. You got to give them what they want. You know, that was classy by both players. Will there be someone that'll do that for LeBron? That's yet to be seen. But Rob Parker on The Odd Couple was discussing this with Antonio Daniels via the phone. And it was an interesting conversation.
Well, I was going to start with something we talked about earlier, and LeBron being 15th currently in voting, and kind of what that means. Does it say anything? I said, I mean, it happened to Jordan his last year with the Wizards. If it can happen to Jordan, it can happen to anybody. LeBron said, and Rob said, blank them fans, LeBron.
That's right. I would give them the middle finger, and I wouldn't go. I wouldn't show up. I'd say, this is what you're going to do. The All-Star game is in L.A., I don't even know the guy from Portland who's ahead of LeBron in the voting. I don't even know who that is.
Actually, come on, Rob. Let's be honest. Denny Avdia right now is probably the league's most improved player. If the most improved player like was voted on today, Denny Avdia would probably win that award.
Okay, here's my point though. This is LeBron James in an exhibition. The world against the United States, correct? It's an exhibition. It's not. It ain't if it's just about stats, we wouldn't have fan voting, right? We wouldn't. It would be, okay, here's put the stats in. Here's your WAR number that they do in baseball, and people with the best WAR are going to make this team. That's not what we're doing here. And that's the part that I can't understand, that people really have turned on LeBron from this standpoint.
Oh, no question.
I mean, that's
question
what it is.
about it.
That's all I'm saying.
Yes. And 100. See, what I'm saying, Rob, I agree with everything you're saying 100%. But you could have said everything that you just said without discrediting the year that Denny Avdia is having.
Okay.
This is one of the reasons for me. I wasn't on board with the whole USA versus the world thing.
Thank you. I'm with that.
This is one of the reasons I wasn't on board with it. Because now you have guys that are making the All-Star game, and you have guys that should make the All-Star game that aren't going to make it. But I will say this, though, Rob. Honestly, let's keep it a buck here.
Okay.
Is LeBron an All-Star so far?
No,
he's not.
Okay, right. So I mean, I understand exactly what you're saying, because realistically speaking, the All-Star game is a popularity.
That's
contest.
all it is. There's my point. That's my point. It was like a couple years ago, AD, where they gave players a chance to vote, and 125 players didn't vote LeBron for the All-Star. I mean, like, seriously, where are we?
That's different. Like that's personal.
Right. That's what.
For sure.
But I'm just saying, it's an exhibition. That's what it is.
Agreed.
I'm surprised.
I'm with you.
And it being in LA, like, that's the other part. It's in LA. It ain't in Denver.
I'm with you.
See, this is and Rob made a good point. This is unfortunate that this game is going to be in LA, and you always want to have representatives from the team that's hosting the All-Star, and it's just unfortunate that LeBron is struggling to get All-Star fan votes, even though I think he'll eventually get voted in as a reserve. But this shows you a couple of things. It shows you that the league and the fan base is ready to move on from LeBron. Like the nostalgia is over, and it happened suddenly because last year everything was still up for LeBron. Like the fan base was still riding with him. They were still crazy and I guess radical and all that stuff. But I think they could care less right now. And there's been a lot of people that wasn't his fan that Ben could care less. And he's getting what he deserved. This is what happens when you overstay your welcome. Right? This is what happens when you overstay your welcome. When you come to someone's house and you've been there since daggone 12 in the afternoon, and we've watched the game, and I've ordered pizza, and we've ate the pizza, and we had a couple of drinks, and now we're sober again, and now the game is over, and now it's 5 o'clock, and my wife just got off work, and she come home and she started cooking, and you start sitting there like, oh shoot, if I sit here until she finished cooking, I could get a free meal before I go home, and I probably could get some more of that drink because we finished one bottle, but he got another bottle in there that he don't want to open. But hey, I mean, if I stay long enough, he might open that bottle and I get a free meal. Like if you do all that and overstay your welcome, you're gonna get a certain type of treatment. I was treating you very well at first. Hey man, here's a shot, blah, 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 or the pizza is on me and all this stuff. Now my old lady's here. We want to sit down and we want to watch Power. I don't want to watch the night game. We already watched the afternoon games. I don't want to watch the night game. Me and my wife, we got a routine we do when she come home from work. She just went and got in the shower. She about to come down here. We about to sit here and daggone sit on the couch and do all that. You can't be here. You can't be here. And you overstaying your welcome. And that's when I start doing weird stuff like going upstairs and not coming down for like 30 minutes. I want you to text me and be like, hey, dog, I'm about to roll out. You start getting weird behavior from me. You get what I'm saying? I might sit on the couch with my old lady and me and her might have a conversation and we don't even include you. When you overstay your welcome, this is what happened. It started getting weird behavior. And that's what's going on with LeBron. Like people is like, dude, we ready for you to go. The Lakers, hey, we not going to re-sign you, dog. We don't want you to pick up the option, but we giving you that choice. Oh, you picked it up? Okay, cool. I just want you to I want to let you know the offense is running through Luka. This is straight Luka ball. You got to get in where you fit in. And oh, by the way, we want you to play defense for Luka too. It started getting real weird and scary around here when you overstay your welcome. Now you ain't getting all-star votes. Ain't none of that junk working no more. It gets very spooky. Very spooky. You get what I'm saying? So everything gets weird. He overstayed his welcome. He was supposed to retire last year. Better yet, probably after the bubble, he was supposed to retire. But he's still chasing that ghost in Chicago. He was supposed to been gone. Now people start looking at, oh man, your average is going down now. You about to drop your average. You know what I mean? People start bringing up stuff like, dang man, he lead the world in turnovers. He leads the galaxy in turnovers all the time. Like there's when you look at the stats, you mean to tell me LeBron has more turnovers than every bakery in America? There's no bakery on earth. There's no athlete on earth. There's no athlete in the galaxy on the moon. There's like, I can search high and low, and no one has more turnovers than LeBron James. Not even a bakery. You can do it. Go to Google. Search everywhere, high and low. Find me somebody with more turnovers than LeBron. Search it. Do it right now. I dare you. I double dog dare you. Google it. See if the man on the moon got this many turnovers. And they're only going up every game he plays. It's only going up. Then he's got more missed shots. He's got more missed shots than a nerd in the nightclub shooting his shot at every dime piece he see. He's got more missed shots than that. So he's leading earth in missed shots. Leading every college campus. This nerd done tried to get a number from every AKA, all of them. Name the fraternity or the sorority. He shot his shot. This nerd shot his shot at everybody on campus, got shot down. LeBron got more missed shots than that guy. All of them put together, all through the world. LSU, Alabama, North Carolina A&T, it don't matter what school, Howard. He's got more missed shots than that. So he's got more missed shots than a nerd on the college campus, all of them. More turnovers than a bakery and every athlete in the galaxy. And it's only going up. He overstayed his welcome. He better hurry up and retire. Because the way they kick him out, if he's here again next year, he better go ahead and announce it at the All-Star game. This is my last All-Star game. This is my last year in the league. I'm now doing a farewell tour. Because the Lakers ain't going nowhere. Go ahead and announce it now. Announce your retirement now. And then maybe you can get some grace for the rest of the season. Maybe people start treating you like you want to be treated like the king for the rest of the season, because that king treatment and that LeBron special treatment that you've been getting, the league's ready not to, the Lakers are already not giving it to you, and the league and the fans are ready not to give it to you anymore. It's over. They're now pushing you out of the league. They want you gone. And you better go ahead and get out of here, because if you stay one more extra year, you're not going to like the way they push you and LeBron Jr. out. They go push y'all out at the same damn time. Yes, blank man. They go push blank man out. Blank man Jr. and blank man Sr. out of here. J5, don't touch me. Blank man. 0 from 3. That's why we call him blank man. So yeah, that's what happened when you overstay your welcome, man. You can't stay where you're not wanted. You can't wear your welcome out. You know what I mean? It is what it is. But hey, I appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. Make sure y'all hit the like button Make sure y'all hit the share button. Tell everybody about Man Down Sports. I will see y'all again tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. if you're on the Pacific like myself. I will have a full panel here. Very good show tomorrow. I already got it produced and ready to go. Very good show. I have Britne. There'll be Britne from Sideline Speaks. It'll be Briana from No Bull Podcast. Chris will be here. Jay will be here. I might have one more guest on here as well. We'll all be here, man, talking that good stuff. You know what I mean? So I appreciate y'all for sticking with me. I thank y'all for all the super chats. Thank y'all for everybody that called in, except for the people that was scared to call in. Oh, shoot. Taco Master said Valanciunas is out 4 weeks. There's no way. That's insane. Oh, that'll make a lot of things hard. Man, dang, Taco Master, that's crazy. I hope you lying, though, because I don't remember him getting hurt. Yeah, appreciate it, man. I thought the show was pretty good, man. Y'all made it dope. Mitchell, yeah, y'all made it dope, man. Y'all in the comments made it dope for real. Hey, Pele, you were supposed to call in, dog. You got to defend this stuff. It's unfair for you to be in the comment section and you can't let everybody hear what you're saying. You know, call in and let's have a conversation, man. I don't bite, man. I just spit truth. That's all. That's all I do is spit truth. Yeah, he said the Nuggets are screwed. Yeah, they're gonna have to call Dwight Howard or DeMarcus Cousins, get them off the couch or something. That's crazy. 4 weeks. He out too. That is insane. It just ain't their year, dog. That's what happens when you offer the wrong offering to the basketball. I don't want to use the word basketball guys because that's kind of disrespectful to the one true guy. So what's another, the basketball kings, the basketball spirits? I don't know what you want to say, but the basketball ancestors, when you offer them a bad offering, right? When if there was a group of living and non-living basketball alumni that all won MVP, right? And imagine if you got to bring your contribution to the league and the contribution to your team to all the former MVPs as an offering. This is what I'm offering for this award so I can be included with you greats. And you got one guy that's showing up and saying, I'm offering you stats. And that's it. I'm offering you points, rebounds, assists. That's it. I'm not offering you no defense. And my team ain't even I'm not even leading them to the most wins. Then you got another guy to say, I'm offering you the best I can on offense, the best I can on defense. And it's leading to the most wins in the league. I'm offering you that. Which offering do you think is going to be more respected by the greats before you? Obviously, the one is blood, sweat, and tears on both ends of the floor that actually result in more wins. The stat offering is that's the straw house and possibly the house made of bubble gum on the 3 Little Pigs. It definitely ain't the brick house. I hope your foundation ain't stats. Like his MVP is a house built on a foundation of stats versus a guy whose MVP is a house built on the foundation of tough-nosed defense, great offense, and the best record in the league. And then you got stats on the other end. Which offering are you accepting? Right? Put that in the chat. Which offering are you accepting? The offering of stats or the offering of the best team, hard-nosed defense, great offense? It's a no-brainer to me. We're not talking about MPJ, big dog. We ain't talking about we're talking about MVP. MPJ is not up for MVP. Right? So that's what it is, man. I like that word, talking about basketball overlords. Right. It sounds like you saying you want the scoring, the hard-nosed defense, and the best team. Yeah, he said I like winning. Screw those numbers. That's what I'm saying. I thought that's what it's always been for years. When did it turn into numbers? When did it turn into numbers? When was defense not required? Right. So, just think about that, y'all. But all right, y'all. I appreciate it, man. Thanks for tuning in. I'll catch y'all tomorrow. Peace.